My stream should be starting soon. Gotta make some small adjustments, make sure everything's good to go. So just updating YouTube thumbnail and all that sort. As well as get the link from YouTube to go post onto Rumble. There we go. That's good. Update the Rumble description. I wonder if you guys can hear me typing. I should try seeing that while that's going on. What was it doing? Oh yeah, I was getting this. There we go. I think Rumble's good to go. I see Twitch's running. I see... Yep, Rumble's running. Twitch is running. YouTube's running. I think everything's running. Very good. Oh, there's something I need to do over here. There we go. That should be good. Just let me check my other computer. Please also give me a little more time. Yep, looks like everything's good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. Too bad we can't listen to this music all the time. It's good music. I got a big pile of replays. You know, sent me another weekly stipend of replays as well as I downloaded some older replays. So let's go get started. Got a good number of Magmageddons, got some Finny Isle, a lot of Finny Isles, a lot of Magmageddons. So got a bit of a mix of everything. So let's first do an Infinity Isle, and perhaps switch back and forth between Infinity Isle and Magmageddon. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Relic 3 replay. Spot on top right side as the red allies, we have Sea Dweven. As actually random allies, spawns a random empire, we have Oobleck. How many Dojo cores will we see out? I don't know why, this seems a little bit zoomed in. Am I going crazy? I might be going a little bit crazy. I don't know why this seems a little bit zoomed in. I may need to double check that in between games. Dojo cores are pushing way forward, trying to deploy on out. Dogi's next to the observation post. They're observing the observation post and realize the observation post is doing nothing. We also got a triple refinery opener for the Empire player, which will give him a good economic boom, while his opponent has not even deployed out his second refinery just yet. I see some Javelin troops. He may be eyeing for some defense here. First drone flying about is likely to be the rural refinery. Empire does have very good does get a mutual trade right there. Empire does have good 3 fast refinery opener thanks to the rapid building of those cores, but he has skimped out on walls as well. Dog could potentially get into the wall segments if he wants to keep an opening there. First drone pushing his way forward, trying to spot this. Well, does put the boot camp there. More walls going on down. Now we do have Naval Yard. We do, of course, have some Javelin troops meant for anti-aircraft purposes. And we got a 4th expansion. He's going aggressive expansion, and he deployed out Dojo Core here, and the engineer is going to sprint his way to the oil derrick. He will get in range of the oil derrick time. The sprint does last pretty good, pretty long. Got only 2 Imperial Warriors here, 3 Peacekeepers advancing forward. They, of course, can quickly pick on off. They can go ahead and take time to deal with this Dojo Core. Another Imperial Warrior there. Oh, he pulled the shields there, thinking he's going for a bonsai charge, but instead he did not. There we go. Now these Peacekeepers will receive a lot of free damage there from the Imperial Warriors since they want to keep their shield up and going. Howdy. And looks like the Peacekeeper will go down. There's a good number of forces here. No, my Javelin troops here. Are we going to see Riptide? Yes, we do see a pair of Riptides being deployed on out. First drone does receive some fire there. Peacekeepers getting focused down, which is very good, but now the Riptides can take time to finish off all these Imperial warriors. Looks like some of these Javelin troops did receive a bit of fire there, and the burst drone does jump on top of that Riptide, but of course does get shot down. Going for another burst drone. He's maybe just trying to eye the suicide bomb, but no. Javelin troops will quickly finish off any burst drone. Sells off, cause that charge forward, unable to get any sort of slices. We do got a Defender Corps, pair of Defender Corps. What on earth is this? I believe this replay is a little bit older. I think a 2019 replay, but even then, I don't think 2019 players usually went for this. Triple Defender Corps? Got 4 refineries, he can go and has both oil derricks, but triple Defender Corps there. I honestly don't know how effective Defender Corps are versus Riptides. I generally do not. You got a big wave of Peacekeepers being pulled out. The Javelin Trooper should be able to laser lock down those Defender Corps, no problem. The Riptides have made their way out to sea. These Defender Corps should be reasonably effective for infantry, barring the laser lock extra range. Riptide's advancing forward. There's at least one filled with at least 4 Javelin troops. I'm not sure about the other. And wait, there's 2 more Defender Corps here? He does have a Chopper VX, which is actually very good. You've got some Javelin troops here trying to focus on the Defender Corps. The Javelin troops have hit there, trying to go for the suicide bomb there. Gets one of the Javelin troops with that suicide. He can go ahead and he has another Defender Corps here. He can actually sell some wall segments. Let's get inside the garrison there with the Javelin troops there. Hops on out. Good. Does evacuate the Riptide. Very good. And this aggression was quickly shut down. Mainframe Corps? What the hell? What on earth is going on? Peacekeepers advancing forward. Now 1 Javelin trooper is there. I'm just trying to understand, what is he going for? I can't see the level of technology. We know he has at least tier 2. This could be tier 3 being researched. Not sure what that was. Defender Corps has been set up over here. The allied player has gotten expansion out at sea, has not gotten the land expansion just yet. Has still a good amount of infantry, and that infantry should be very resilient to Striker VX fire, Chopper VX fire. Is that Defender Corps? What the? I just don't know what's going on, honestly. Power Corps, that makes sense. And these Peacekeepers are going to get ripped apart. He must did the order to select all units and then click on all Peacekeepers. Watching these guys to death. Chopper VX is advancing forward. There's a power plant and a construction yard here. And a great number of Javelin troops. You go for some honorable discharges. There's not a very honorable discharge right there. Industrial Corps has been deployed on out and crushed both those Peacekeepers. Trying to make his way forward. We've got a cryo shot being deployed out. It will get one of them. The other one will still be decent versus the infantry. Let's get the freeze there, trying to go for more Defender Corps. Focusing on the Javelin troops there, didn't use laser lock, and does use point defense drone on top of the Dojo Corps. It was unsuccessful. Doesn't focus on the Javelin troops. There's a lot of force here. And he needs Jet Tengus, Mecha Tengus. He could try charging forward once again with the Striker VXs. He could try to chase forward as well, try to get some crushes. These Defender Corps not being very useful. There's too much infantry. That's a Yuriko. That gets our Veteran C1. He's going to have to do a lot of juggling against those Peacekeepers there. He has to juggle. The Yuriko's actually not that great for infantry compared to Tanya and Natasha. And she's sustaining a bit of damage there. She may just need to wait for her Psychic Scream recharge. I don't even know what the ability's called. Let's get another guy there. Does receive some shotgun blast there. She's down to a very, very little health. And that Peacekeeper is still flying through the air. Oh yeah, I think like in Uprising they made it so Yuriko picks them up, they sort of expand and then explode. And now the Ore Collector's Efficiency 1 does get the kill there on Yuriko. And the Ore Collector will go down. Already meaning to redeploy that Ore Collector there. Could have microed it a little bit better, perhaps kept it near the Mecha Bay for repairs. Over here, got the naval expansion getting hit by the sadistic dolphins. And the Imperial Warriors are inside that garrison. Veteran infantry is advancing forward. This garrison has been cleaned out by... I don't know why, I thought I saw briefly Rico. I could have been mistaken right there. Imperial Warriors could. A Bonsai charge there. Gets the heroic one. Does not clear out the garrison. There's at least 3 in there. Bonsai charging into that garrison now. It does get gunned down, both of them. He's just lacking anti-infantry. Ore Collectors can provide that, but not all too great. Honorable Discharge only gets 1 guy there. Another Ore Collector charging on forward. But there's just too many Javelin troops here. Cryo shot. Got Yuriko here. Psychic Scream. Wait! There's a Psychic Scream right there. She must got tied up right there. Gets sliced right there. This Ore Collector goes down. Oh, by the garrison. And now there's 2 heroic Peacekeepers. There's 1 wounded regular Peacekeeper. And maybe another Yuriko. And now the mainframe core is going to be under siege. It's another Imperial Warrior. Do got another ore refinery being pulled out. It's going to be for the naval expansion. Do have the Chopper VX, wounded Chopper VX in the region. And looks like the Peacekeeper's going to go back in the garrison. And Sea Wings are anti-infantry, so the Sea Wings are a good counter. Should have deployed them a little bit longer ago. Got also naval expansion down on the bottom. There's a lot coming on forward. He could advance forward with the Sea Wing to engage that Javelin troop. He should be able to save it. And Sea Wing does save the ore refinery. Vindicators are flying about. Not sure what's queued up right there. Lots of queued up. And Sea Wing's going to take time to deal with that garrison as well. More Vindicators going out. Got a forward airfield. As was the engineer trying to actually finally reclaiming that oil derrick. Ally plays low in power with his MCV packed on up. And sells off the mainframe core. Maybe split a strap for cash. Seabone take a little bit of time to deal with heroic shielded Peacekeepers. And she's going to go, and Yuriko has been redeployed. Eyeing for some juggling there. Juggling's not great. Needs to go for... Didn't get any of the Vindicators there. That's a lot of Yurikos. And now there's a wave of infantry and the MCV. If Yuriko would have stayed alive, that would have been great. But now there's no Yuriko. Sea Wing does go down. Sea Wing does land on top. Shogun battleship providing some shore bombardment. And looks like the Ore Collector does get frozen there. Doesn't get the ore refinery more likely to go down as well. And we've got a fully heroic Imperial Warrior there. Does get a shotgun blast there. A couple units are remaining. We've got Vindicators coming in. I don't know. Now let's take the Shogun battleship. Shogun battleship needs to fall back, get some repairs. Another Mecha Bay being redeployed. He needs Jet Tengus. Does clear out this garrison finally with the Imperial Warriors. And now we do have another laser lock. Also going for more Sea Wings would be half bad. He's fighting against a lot of infantry mostly. More Sea Wings are pushing up way out. And he does not get the ore refinery in time. He still has the Ore Collector there, so could potentially redeploy it or use it. Now we do have some multi-gun turrets here. Shogun battleships can't deal with it. You've got Yuriko. Grabs a Vindicator. More bomb runs there. Grabbing that Vindicator allowed him to stay alive. And he backed up the MCV. He is close to the multi-gun turret. The multi-gun turret will save the MCV from going down. Howdy. Sea Wing or Sky Wing does go down. I forgot these are Sky Wings, not Sea Wings. And Yuriko goes down once again, and low power. Shogun battleships still receiving much needed repairs. Got also some Yari mini subs. And looks like some of these tank busters do go down. Not sure how they got there. Could have been a sleeper ambush. Vindicators coming for a bombing run. He needs to get these in anti-aircraft mode and bombs two of them without any reprisal. And by default, you should have your defender cores in anti-aircraft mode. Now we've got the MCV packed on up. Now the bomber run does take out the oil derrick there. Does fire barrage right there. Infantry advancing forward. Do got that ore collector still in the region, but the ore collector will go down. And here comes Yuriko. Psionic Shell. Surgical strike does not take out Yuriko. Got a single pure warrior there. Fires a cryo blast or cryo shot there. Needs some jet tengus. Does get a slice there with the Imperial Warrior. Does take out some of those jet mega tengus. Does sell off both those Rhinos. Let's get a pair of free Imperial Warriors at Bonsai charge forward. One does get a slash there. Jet Tangos or Mecha Tangos engaging as well. Yuriko needs to fall back a little bit. She's not great versus infantry, but most of the Peacekeepers are down. Trying to struggle right there. She's not being focused on because she can take time to kill these off one at a time. Javelin troops are getting some hits there, and Yuriko's now fully heroic. Got some infantry here. Yuriko needs some time to get some health regen. A lot of the Mecha Tangos and Jet Tangos are getting some healing, or has efficiency. Now we do have these Shogun battleships supported by some Sea Wings. Sea Wings are 2 Sea Wings only. The rest are actually Kula subs. Not Kula subs, Yari mini subs. When the Shogun battleships do go down, got point defense drones on those Shogun battleships. Over here, we've got the jet tankers flying about. We've got a dolphin. Nope, does not jump down on the dolphin. And does take out one of the Vindicators there. One of the Shogun battleships go down. 2, 3 of the Vindicators go down. Good engagement there by the jet Tengus. We have now a seaport now under siege from this single chopper VX, and he is quite wounded, and that may also quite veteran. This could get him to heroic veterancy to get some much needed health regen. Warfighting will go down to a single laser lock javelin. We got a big wave of infantry here. The Dojo Corps could charge forward to draw fire, allowing Yuriko to get a nice, juicy psionic scream. He may not be paying attention. She's just auto-attacking at this moment in time. Gets a big shout there, getting all except for a couple units, and just only the Peacekeeper can be quickly focused down. Single Shogun battleship patrolling the seas, going for a circle strike, and does take out the multi-gunner turret there. Now Yuriko has free reign over the MCV as it explodes in midair with the transform. Got now some tank busters being deployed and out. Bombing run will come forward, trying to hit these forces. Does take out one of the wounded Dojo Corps. Probably would have been better to put 3 bombs on the tank busters. Takes out that airfield there. The Vindicators hovering there. And goes down to Yuriko. Sells off that power plant there. And with the... Ooh, that was a little bit overkill with that shout. And looks like the allied player has surrendered. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. That replay was actually pretty good and very, very unusual. I love that. So yep, there's 1v1. Let's go for 3v3. Greetings everyone, Angrade here with another Relic 3 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Blue Soviets. We have C. Dwevin, who's actually chose random. Spawn on the north side as the Magenta Soviets, we have Rich the Wilk. Spawn on the south side as the Yellow Empire, we have Yegor. Wait a second. It's all no allies. Spawn on the right side as the Red Soviets, we have 12DM12. Spawning as the Cyan Empire, we have H2O Relax. And spawn as the Green Soviets, we have God of Losses. And there's no allies deployed on the field, so I have a good feeling allies are still OP. We do have some red bears being plotted now versus some yellow dojo cores. A lot of bears, 5, 6 bears. That's an unbearable amount of bears. And now we do got the bears now breaching out the land. And some bit of a weird shadow right there. This bear may get crushed there. Nope, does hop in the sea in time. Though being underneath any sort of a hover vehicle, even out on sea, probably would not be pleasant. And probably be dead. The bears do spot the instant generator being deployed. And now we have some bears camping this point, but there may not be an angle there. Black Trooper needs to pull out his mag mines, start throwing them right there. Whoa! Why did that engineer jump that direction? That engineer took a weird path there and doesn't get the capture on that oil derrick because of that weird direction of that engineer. That was not his fault. He should have come out through the front door, not through the window. I don't even know if there's even a window on that side. Oh, we got some wait. Okay, looks like one of the Dojo Corps advanced forward. His teammate threw down some walls, and Red's going to be cleaning up some mag mines. We'll take a bit of time. Up north, we do have a sickle harassment onto the ore collector. Stingray's getting smeared by a Terror Drone. The other one could advance forward, but you can perhaps take some time to micro. 3 targets to them. You'll see he's starting to mainly micro it now. It does take a bit of time, but the Terror Drone's one of those excellent units you can micro quite a bit with. Does take out the Stingray there. Try to go for it, in fact, but now we've got 3 Stingrays breaching onto sea. Sickle jumps forward, even though there's no walls there to jump over. Down south, Cyan's advancing forward. There's some Sickles here as well. It does crush one of them. And gets on top of the engineer and takes him out. And on top of the bear as well. So he actually stops the engineer capture thanks to the sickle. It's a bit of a window here. We'll take a bit of time to steal away another ore refinery. Goes for another engineer. Going for another ore refinery. And jumps on in once again. And we do have this Dojo Corps here. It has been deployed out. Going to capture that red oil derrick. Bears being gunned down by the Mecha Tengu. Over here, still got sickles hitting this ore collector. Ore collector has not been tasked back onto working, and the Stingray's on the wrong side of it. Trying to get some more wall seconds there, but does lose the ore collector. More Dojo Corps advancing forward. Do got some Mecha Tengus engaging the ore collector, of course. No walls. And now do have a sentry gun getting some good damage in. Sentry guns do decent work. They're very good for infantry, and they do moderate damage versus vehicles. Mostly versus the lighter vehicles, such as that Jet Tengu going down. Jumps on in, trying to stop the engineers. Deploys out. Needs to focus down. Does take out the engineer once again. Does get on board discharge, getting some good AoE damage there, but now there's a Terror Drone right there. Over here, we got... Wait, what? Another engineer goes through the side? Either way, I'm not sure what that engineer was trying to do in the first place. We got the Soviet MCV here, as well as the Soviet barracks. May want to fly off. Yeah, definitely needs a flak trooper to deal with that Mecha Tengu. Sentry gun still firing away against this hammer tank. And down here, we do have, looks like a sentry gun being pulled out by blue. Oh, and looks like good kills there for team left side on those Jet Tengus. That was a bad time to transform. He should just run away on the ground. Does get shot down there and flies out of control there. We got some Molotovs being thrown in, and the sickle will provide any sort of anti-infantry support he needs. Up north, we got the Stingrays now advancing from the sea. Lots of wall segments there, so the Stingrays are making some good dents in. And looks like they do decently well versus wall segments. And these Stingrays are being focused down. We've got Twin Blade now to ready to engage from the air. Over here, got a big swell of Jet Tengus. It does find one of Science refinery cores, but gets saved by his teammates MCV. Why is that Soviet MCV right there? Oh, out of the way. Stingray's never seen a bit of fire from these twin blades. Let's get taken out. Orcus was a bit wounded, but alive. And these walls are going to be slowly cleaned on up. On the right side, we do have a ore refinery going on down. There's a single defensive Sting... No, that's not a defensive Stingray. That is same team as Yellow, so an offensive Stingray. No, and it gets kills off before even the ore clicker comes on in. Now Deflectors does avoid the Stingray burst. Got multiple sickles engaging the sickles. And now we've got a flak tower and Citric Gun being pulled out by Blue, making his way, makes some presence in the center of the map. Sickles are supporting his teammates' base up here. We've got now the Twin Blades getting some good harassment on the Magenta. Gone for lost Stingrays, but needs more Bullfrogs. Bear is getting hit by the Chopper VXs. Chopper VXs make an advance. Does take out the Oil Derrick as well. Down south, Red is humidifying. The MCV is still back over his teammate's base. And Green is advancing his MCV near Cyan's base as well. Cyan's trying to gun down that sentry gun or siphon it down. Siphon, of course, outranges the sentry guns. And got a nice little fleet jump right there to avoid the hammer tanks. Does drive into the guns of the sentry gun as well. And we got the Chopper VX and Jet Tankers flying about. Red is almost out of the game, has some conscripts here and there, has the MCV, but needs to expand out to this point in order to get any sort of income. Because of all that force there, gains some veterancy for these light vehicles. And Steamy Stingrays are ready to go. You have now satellites being called on in, trying to hit that ore refineries, also the wall segments there. Hammer tanks could potentially grab themselves some Stingray guns, become a half Tesla tank. And now we do got a Tesla weapon there onto that hammer tank. Getting some great damage there. Tesla tanks cannot be built, but they do have pretty... I think it's sort of more or less the same model. I think the Tesla tanks use the same hull as the hammer tank as well. Ultimately, it makes it so that the Tesla weapons on the hammer tank, they don't have a wind-up time like the other Tesla weapons. They're pretty close to instant fire. Lead jump right there. Got a good number of sentry guns there, and now a Tesla coil. He also advancing forward with a lot of Jet Tengus and a handful of Chopper VXs. Chopper VX will take out the Striker VX, and one that's fully heroic. The other Striker VX does get gunned down. Bullfrog from Korean's trying to push on forward as well. Gets gunned down as well. Tsunami tanks coming forward. No anti-aircraft support remaining, and Defender Corps gets quickly focused down. It does make a great advance there. However, Green has quite a MiGs, and now hammer tanks are here as well. They do a bit of combined transform. Yellow needs to back off now. And now the Tesla hammer tank does get fully heroic. We've got two Tesla hammer tanks. So, discount Tesla tanks. Red has expanded out. That's Red's MCVs there as well. Red does have a handful of conscripts, not going to do all too much. And Yellow's going for more and more Mech Tengus, Jet Tengus, and Striker VXs. Red's MCV has been deployed on out, going for barracks to engage that Oil Derrick. Now here comes satellites. These structures are way too bunched up. It's almost 3 for 1. Just sells off 2 of them as well. That one does go down. He does have the 2 Tesla hammer tanks. This one has a tsunami gun and does go in a bit of the orbital drop right there. Yellow has some Red has some economy, going to be expanding out to this location now. Magenta has this oil refinery down here, or ore refinery, not oil, ore refinery there. That is a very dangerous one. Magenta's pretty close to being knocked out of the game as well. Has 2 refineries. This one's not currently being rebuilt. We got some hammer tanks here. And looks like blue is deploying out inside its its wall segments there, and the conscript was not properly placed to prevent it. We do have now Tesla Coil being deployed out. The Tesla Coil can quickly take out that conscript, no problem. And now we do have level 2 satellites raining on in. Getting some great damage right there. And since blue hasn't really... Oh, is he going to try to siphon off that? Hammer Tanks Crazy 4 does have the support of the Tesla Coil as well. He does have a good number of extra guns on these Hammer Tanks. At least 2 of them has extra guns. One does get infected. Going for the Bullfrog right there. He needs to switch the guns there. Pushing way forward. Got a lot of extra guns here. Gets good damage in. Needs to focus fire a little bit better. Focus firing does pan out quite a bit. Apparently the Tesla Coil on the Hammer Tank does not match the same range as the primary gun. So that is important to note. Black Cannon's advancing forward. Hammer Tank getting some great crushes right there. Bear does get a roar there, getting some good stuns. More bears charging forward. Another great roar there. More bears pushing way forward. Needs to get the other force. Does get another great roar. But this roar should be wearing off relatively soon. Hammer Tank goes for a massive crush there, and look at that cash bounty. That was what, nearly 2,000 credits? Bears finish off the rest of these forces as well. Does get some mag mines there as well. That Hammer Tank has gone down. Does get a aerodrome there. Now, fully heroic bear. Now pushing forward, trying to hit Red's Crusher Crane. Red does have the MCV still out alive, so losing the Crusher Crane is not critically bad, just annoying. Down south, Magenta has a decent force, mostly Stingrays and Bullfrogs. Yellow's deployed out a Imperial Docks Yard there as well. Gets some good damage there. Cyan has cleaned up that force as well. And do have a single Jet Tengu there going on down. Red has made expansion out here, claiming this expansion point there. Empties wall segments of a single flak trooper, very nice. And we do have the engineer there. He may snag himself a free ore refinery. And think as well, the engineer, if it does force a sell off there, can move on to another building. Other buildings will get... Oh, there's Bear. The Bear does get the kill on the engineer. Guess he didn't build a crawl circle there. After all, it's a Sea Bear attack. Black Trooper being employed on out, trying to go for some mag mines. He will, of course, get one upon being crushed. Does get actually one throw there. Satellites do, of course, miss. That Hammer Tank does go down to that Black Trooper there. Got some defenses trying to be deployed now. Tesla Coil and Sentry Gun. Blue's Hammer Tanks should be able to clean up the barracks, no problem, but there's a lot of infrastructure here that their opponents have built. Sentry Gun has been deployed on out. Tesla Coil is almost complete as well. And now the Tesla Coil is complete. And we do have a good number of Tesla Troopers there. Can Tesla Trooper charge forward and go for the EM field? But now we've got Terror Drones ripping apart the Tesla Troopers. I don't think I've ever seen that interaction before. Hammer Tanks do find a handful of Tsunami Tanks as well. They do just charge forward and they do die. Yellow and blue has a good force here. What did I just hear? I just heard a weird sound effect. I'm not sure what it was. We've got some tank busters poured on out. Maven tank buster ambush. Megs get ripped apart there by the Jet Tengus. Green's tanks are going ahead and trying for a mass siphon thing. Let's take out all of Green's bears there. Still has a good number of Tesla Troopers out on the field. And Hammer Tanks and Jet Tengus sort of getting caught up in each other. Green has a decent force here, but against all those Tesla Troopers, not so much. Blue's also advancing forward with some siphonings there. There's a lot of extra guns on these Hammer Tanks. In fact, there's 3 Tsunami guns there. Actually, more looks like Guardian tank guns, but of course, they don't have access to Guardian tanks on this map, so likely those are just hammer guns. Over here, got a big wave. Does find the Magenta MCV. If he gets very close to it, both end up being deployed. And this Imperial Darks will go down. Yellow could transform down onto magenta or cyan. And here comes a massive... Didn't get it, but the Flak Troopers, Bullfrogs getting some great damage there. Yellow should be able to win out with the support of the Bullfrogs. Bullfrogs getting some good damage there. Yellow should have stood and fight. He's going to be chased down, receiving a lot of damage there. Got some Striker VX now engaging. His teammates Bullfrogs were in the region. They was going to get a lot of damage there. It would be a Pyrrhic victory, but it would have been much better what they received. Seawing's been pulled out by Yellow over here. Got some forces. Cyan has done for a mass transform there. Does get caught with the structure. Goes for a massive ramming maneuver. Getting a good number of them. When the Tsunami tank, or Shogun battleships do go down there, Yellow has transformed as well. Now it's starting to fire his guns against the structures. Both of the Shogun battleships do go down, but he's going to lose all of these Mecha Tank or Jet Tankus, Mecha Tankus, and does he finish off the one in the air with the Seawing. Over here, Blue is advancing forward with some siphoning weapons. There's a good number, line of sentry guns. No dispenser to support them, nor engineer, or teleporters. Magenta is now beached and will be making his advance on land. The Defender VX needs to transform its gun. The Stingrays, of course, cannot use their electric discharge ability, Tesla Surge, since they're on land. Venacore does go down. Got the MCV now trying to pursue. He could just make sure he stays out at sea. Got some cool subs here. He's going for a discharge. Getting some great damage there on the cool subs. One of the cool subs does go down. The other one will be focused down as well. Blue's advancing forward, trying to gauge these hammer tanks. Blue's hammer tanks are a little bit wounded. Green is falling back as well. Magenta, what does Magenta even have? All that force, MCV is still alive. Red has rebuilt on this base here. Satellites were dropped on in over here. Yellow's advancing forward, hitting Green and Cyan's infrastructure. Super Reactor will likely go down. Does pull out Jet Tanker there, and now we do have another round of tank busters being deployed on out. Let's get the sleeper ambush now fully complete. Jet Tanks did a good job of body blocking. And the Tsunami tanks will likely go down. Got a pair of heroic chopper VXs. And one of the players have backed out of the game. Not sure which one. I see Cyan in... It looks like Cyan has backed out of the game. Giving all this infrastructure to Red. Quantum now seeing Quad Ore Refinery getting a lot of fire there. And it looks like Team Right Side actually has surrendered. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's go ahead and cast some more of the new replays that Yuno sent me. Let's go for a... these ones look like the same replay. I might have downloaded one that Yuno also uploaded as well, but let's go and go for a Infinity Isle. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Red Alert 3 replay. Spawn on top right side as the Red Allies, we have Yuno. Spawn on the left side as the Orange Empire, we have Dutch Army, 1, 2, 3. Looks like, of course, got a instant generator. You know, Empire's default color is orange. When's the last time we ever see an actual orange Empire? It's generally been a long time. I almost didn't... I just forget that that's actually the regular color for Empire. We got a Doge being deployed on out. We'll go ahead and say hi to the Instant Dojo. The other Instant Dojo is going to try to crush the Doge. Dog's playing Ring Around the Rosie, or maybe trying to play a really large game of Chase Your Tail around the entire building. Imperial Wars advancing forward. No oil derrick being claimed. The Allied player has claimed the oil derrick. And now whoa, engineer pushing way forward to center, and that looks like not going for the observation post. Like he's going to be trying to capture up that oil derrick. Got some peacekeepers here, a small number. We do have a seaport deployed on out. Quite a bit of force right there. And does go ahead and sprint towards that oil derrick. He will claim the oil derrick. Over here, we got Riptide. He actually sold off the naval port. Interesting. Maybe trying to do some mounted play. Does hop on the peacekeepers inside of that. Riptide. Quickly destroying the oil derrick will net a loss for the Empire player, because the engineer does cost 500 credits and you don't get a cash refund for capturing up another player's oil derrick. So the allied player will be at a loss, but of course, because he won't be able to get any more future income, but the Empire will be at a set loss as well, around probably 400-ish credits. Dogi has been gunned down by the Mecha Tengus, and now we have the two Riptides here. I am not sure what's that. Wait, did a burst drone just land on top of the wall segment? I was not paying attention. I didn't realize burst drones can land on top of wall segments, unless I'm mistaken. Your warriors and Dojo Corps making their way towards the center. And Apollo does find all those Jet Tengus. Does not direct path there. Receive a bit of fire there. Does focus down that Dojo Corps there with a good bomb run as well. And that will go down. Does hop inside the Riptide, saving his infantry. We've got the Allied MCV advancing forward, trying to crush some units. Got a pair of Apollos out of the field. Realizing how many Jet Tengus fighting, needs to get out some more aircraft. Peacekeepers have jumped on out. He may eye for a ground assault now. Now the Empire MCV is advancing forward. Just a line defensive infantry, maybe eyeing for a expansion at this moment in time. Does have a naval expansion as well. And the Riptides are making their way over here, probably just trying to protect this refinery from any sort of harassment. More wall segments. Good ambush there on that Riptide. Prospector being pursued. Got a number of Apollos in the air. Apollos, of course, are not effective versus Mecha Tengus. Only against Jet Tengus. Does bomb one of the Mecha Tengus out on the ground or out at sea. And this command hub will go down. May want I start building another prospector. Looks like these Mecha Tengus may be here to stay. War refinery, seeing quite a bit of damage right there. Now I do have a handful of Apollos in the air. Nope, doesn't go any kills there. He may just lose the refinery outright. There's just too many Mecha Tengus for him to deal with at the moment. Power plant will go down. And these Mecha Tengus may just make their way back home. We do have 5 Apollos in there. That's a lot of Apollos. And that is a lot of walls as well. Looks like 4 lines of walls. I'm not sure what just went down there. And even walls on those peacekeepers. Active as shield, because likely he won't be able to react in time in defending himself, so might as well pull up the shield to increase their durability. Dox Corps being deployed on out. have a single dolphin on the field. Could potentially deal with the Imperial docks. Does find 8 dolphin there. Striker VX on the ground, trying to protect his naval dockyard. He does find a potential engagement there. Now the Striker VX gets some free damage there on one of the Apollos. One of the Apollos need to fall back. That refinery core being pulled out. Ooh, if he would have waited a little bit longer, that refinery core could have been picked off by those dolphins. Strength Tankers falling on back, or up Vindicators. That's going to gun down both those dolphins. Assault Destroyer has moved on the field. We do have, of course, the War Collector does go ahead and get out of there nice and early, prevent it from being crushed. Pauls do finish off those jet tankers, and now the Assault Destroyer may want to go turn off Black Hole Armor, get his gun firing. And to crush these forces still as well, getting a good hit there on the Ore Collector. Maybe we'll get the kill there. We'll get the crush at least. And now the Striker VXs do go down. Chopper VXs do fire some missiles up there as well, and the Assault Destroyer will go down to an honorable discharge after being crushed. Another Assault Destroyer pushes way forward, trying to crush some more of these forces. Got point defense drone right there, trying to bomb some of these Vindicators. Need a bit sporadic fire. Does use a cryo shot, or was that cryo blast right there? Does not get a crush on that Tsunami Tank there. I thought he would get a crush. And the Assault Destroyer does go down, does save the Ore Collector as well. Riptide trying to deal with this Guardian mini sub. There's not a lot of maneuverability right there, so it could potentially. Oh, honorable. Ooh, good final voyage there. Gets good damage there onto the seaport and gets a good hit there onto the Ore Collector. Not Ore Collector, Riptide. Fresh Assault Destroyer has more in field. Needs to make sure it doesn't get Black Hole Armor deal with naval Tsunami Tanks. They do now have a Cryocopter as well. Apollo's coming in forward as well. It's got 6 Apollos. Shrinks down both those Striker VXs. And now we've got the Apollos now able to engage with that neutered anti-aircraft. Oh, something went flying. And now the Apollos going to be falling back, going to get some much needed repairs. And as ammo got now, we do have now an aircraft carrier. EMP missile coming up forward, does get a good hit there, goes through the point defense drone. And she does go and get that frozen down, destroys with the main gun of the Assault Destroyer, trying to focus down now some of these Tsunami Tanks. And now the Assault Destroyer should be able to get the kill there. More bomb runs coming on in from the aircraft carrier, hitting that ore refinery. Good damage there. We got the Striker VXs and Tsunami Tanks trying to make their way out to sea. When the Cryocopters do go down, Paul's here for support. And now they have some Yari mini subs as well. The aircraft carrier doesn't have a whole lot of health left. Does use final voyage onto the aircraft carrier. Another final voyage takes it out as well. Assault Destroyer needs to get back to that naval dockyard, which just got redeployed. He needs repairs. And he could just take time with torpedoes to take out that Assault Destroyer. Does not need to do his final voyage. Cryocopters do get some shrinks there on the Striker VXs. Nothing to really finish them off. Trying to freeze down the ore refinery. Now the Tsunami Tanks and the Yard missiles should be able to clean up the naval yard with no problem. Does get a kill there on the anti-aircraft piece. Bombs both of them. Use both the bombs onto that ore refinery. It does fall back now. Paul's Tron 4 gets good damage in. Peacekeepers and these Imperial Warriors still have one big standoff. Most of the engagements have been around this region. His ore refining, of course, is down. And the allied player has not rebuilt this refinery just yet. It was destroyed probably by those jet mecha tankers a long time ago. Cryo Blast comes on forward, trying to deal with these jet tankers as well. Chopper VX gets good hits on in when the Apollos do go down. Multiple Apollos, and now Civilian One needs to fall back entirely. Now we do have a Athena Cannon and a Mirage Tank. That's going to be a powerful front line. The garrison will get cleaned up, no problem. Just a single per war in there. There's a good barrage there, but the Athena Cannon doesn't care about walls. You know, he's building more of them. The Mirage Tank could go ahead and just go in aggressive mode to fire against those walls, help just slowly pick them apart. Got a massive swell of Jet Tengus, as well as a handful of Chopper VXs. He's good damage there on those wall segments. You need to start hitting the Prospector or the refinery itself. We have some Multi-Gunner IFVs here. None of the Apollos are going down. Get us great engagements there. Mass transfer on the ground. Multi-Gunner IFVs will have a bit of trouble versus all that stuff, as well as the other air forces. Mirage Tank coming into our advance as well. Mirage Tank should be able to get some great damage in. And Ken does fire a shot there. This force is starting to be slowly cleaned on up at the moment, but they have done quite a bit of damage. Another one of those Chopper VXs do go down, just leaving 3 and looks like 8 Mecha Tengus or Jet Tengus. And the good efficiency on these Multi-Gunner RVs, one is fully heroic, the other one is veteran and severely damaged. But here looks like the Pure War does get cleaned on up, and Athena Cannon could start taking time to deal with these wall segments. Cryogeddon, full Cryogeddon being put on right there. Should be able to freeze out most of that stuff. More wall segments. Down south we do have, looks like the cryocopters engaging the ore collector. While Apollos are still a bit wounded, a good number of Jet Tengus in the air as well. This Oriole Derrick will finally go down. Taking that out is important. Denies a bit of income. And now we do have a cryocopter engaging these tsunami tanks. Does get one of them frozen. Does it have anything? Oh, there's a Vindicator there to finish off. Did waste one of his bombs there. Though he does go ahead and clean up with the Multi-Gunner IV, getting some more veterancy on them. The Apollos and Jet Tankers now flying about. We've got a number of Multi-Gunner IVs for anti-aircraft support. Not going to go well for these Multi-Gunner Mecha Tengus. Athena does fire a barrage in as well, get one kill there. Athena Mirage should be able to get on some good damage in as well. And his force is slowly being whittled apart. The allies, Mirage Tank almost veteran, the auto discharge will take it out. Apollo's sending some fire up there. You got some javelin troops on the ground as well. Athena Cannon may get focused down or doesn't get focused down whatsoever. Let's get some good damage. The Prospector take it out. The Heroic one has received quite a bit of fire as well. Two of them do go down. Does Shrink's own Mathena cannon there in order to escape along with it. We gotta have a handful of Striker VXs on the ground as well. Or finally, will go down. Now we do have the Apollos being slowly picked apart by these Chopper VXs. Mirage Tank is trying to dissuade them from being alive. It wasn't exactly successful enough. Apollos do take out one of those Chopper VXs, and he does take out the ore refinery in turn. Chopper VXs making their way back home. Do we now have a Shogun battleship deployed on Mount? Two Shogun battleships have deployed on Mount. He may want to get some sea wings or some jet tankers to support them. Because right now the Shrinks from the Cryocopters pose a massive threat to him. We have Cryocopters advancing forward. And it looks like the various aircrafts went down, and I think the Allied player has backed out of the game. I can't really tell. This sounded great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. A bit of an abrupt end. Let's see. We have a map again. Let's all go for our 3v3 now. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Red Alert 3 replay. Spawn on the right side as the green allies, we see Dwevin. Spawn on the south side as the blue allies, we have Zima03. On the north side as the Cyan Empire, we have SQEE83. Spawn on the bottom left side as the red Soviets, we have Minit. Spawn as the magenta Soviets, we have Brasty Stu or Sue, So. And as the yellow Empire, we have Zima04. Bunch of Dojo cores up here. It's going to be Empire. Down south, there's Soviets and Allies. Got a stream of dogs being deployed on out. First drone pushing his way forward, able to spot some stuff, such as deployed instant dojo. And Green's dog's going to advance forward, maybe able to, does going to get the pause there on the engineer. Green's dog will stop deployment there. Got a pure warrior trying to advance forward, trying to intercept that dog. And does actually gun him down. Does go ahead and deploy, his opponent has pulled out a dojo core of his own, does get the capture off in time. Down south, we've got some dogs. There's a crusher crane here as well. We do have now a war factory. MCV's advancing forward as well. Over here, Magenta is expanding forward as well. Up north, we've got the Dojo Corps spawning each other out at sea. Got a good wave of Imperial Wars, and that's actually a good number of tank busters, actually. That is too many tank busters there. It does spot all the Imperial Warriors. Does do a bonsai charge there, and we'll go ahead and meet up in mutual combat there. So, oh, actually, one of them managed to get 2 kills there. A kill there without being killed, so. More bonsai charges coming forward. Does go and gun down that one. And does get a couple slices there. Does get mutual destruction there. Tankbusters advancing forward, does take out that Dojo Core there. And now 1 Imperial Warrior remains for yellow right there. But we have some reinforced Imperial Warriors hitting this oil derrick. And Magenta's coming forward with some Sickles to support him. Sickles will be a great support unit for yellow. But over here, we do have a Dojo Core command squeeze on through. And now both the allied players are pulling out multi-gunner turrets. And team left side, it does not have an allied player, so it can't deploy out multi-gunner turrets. Cyan also squeezed out a engineer there. Does get focused down. Same with the Mecha Bay. Does have to rely on honorable discharge there, but yellow is going to be hit quite severely. Does lose both his ore collectors. Up guns the ore collector here. Trying to slowly gun down. Does take out that multi-gunner turret. Yellow Magenta has pulled out a Tesla coil there. Trying to deal with these multi-gunner IFVs, but there's a lot of them over the left side or right side. You got, looks like more Imperial Warriors trading out, but looks like Blue will manage to come up ahead with some Ink Busters as well. Dojo Core does go down. Mecha Bay has gone down as well. Tesla Core still seems some more fire. Magenta is pulling out another Tesla Core, looks like. Oh, no, that's red. That's another teammate either way. So you've got to find some good damage there. And now the ore refinery is receiving quite a bit of fire. It may not have enough to actually rebuild it. May need to sell off his power plants for that, as well as some wall segments. Bit of harassment here onto Scion's ore collector there with a sickle. Green does go in low power there. Yellow has pulled out another wave of walls. Does lose both of the ore refineries. Yellow does have a oil derrick to get some income. And red has sold off that Tesla coil as well. Looks like we're going to try to sell some wall segments there. Yellow does have a pure warrior right there as well. Not sure what Yellow's going to give. Let's take a quick look and see what income Yellow even has. This is from the Soviet players. Soviet player. And here we go. This is... Yep, this is Yellow right there. He does not have a whole lot of income, does he?
Who's looking for a good pounding?
Down south, we do got another multi-gun turret pushing on red space this time. Yellow is... No, that's somebody else trying to pull out a reactor with Magenta. And this multi-gun turret is slowly picking apart this ore refinery as well. Bomb run coming up forward, trying to hit some of these forces. Does take out the oil derrick. And Red's going to advance forward with his hammer tanks there, trying to deal with this multi-gunner turret. The ore refinery does go down. Another ore refinery has to be redeployed. Does not pull that one away in time. Could go and just try to siphon from range. And he will. Oh, here, Yellow's MCV is receiving quite a bit of fire. And does get fully destroyed there. Yellow, how's... Okay, Yellow does back out the game there. Just wanted the ore refinery and the power plant. No point sticking around. Even if Yellow can't deploy anything out, keeping the MCV alive would at least allow them to bring in protocol support as teammates. But you didn't even have that anymore. More Vinegar bomb runs hitting these hammer tanks as they're trying to take out the multi-gunner turret. Cryo Blast does come, or Cryo Shot does come forward as well. That's going to try to deal with this multi-gunner turret. Needs a lot of time to get some health regen, but now there's a Assault Destroyer in order to stop him from getting some extra time. Assault Destroyer gains some good damage there on the ore collector. And does go and crush the ore collector. A lot of armor, good at armor does when you're just crushed like a can. Magenda's advancing forward with some hammer tanks there with some support of some terror drones and bullfrogs. This group of hammer tanks are getting blocked off. This one will sustain some damage, but not a whole lot. And Green now advances forward with a big wave of peacekeepers and Imperial and Javelin troops. I probably would have charged. Oh, there's a corrosive. I was going to say just charge forward, but that is another way charging forward. Gets a big melt there. I'm not sure what to describe it as there. Corrosive, toxic corrosion. Good hits there onto those Vindicators. Magenta has expanded out to his fallen teammates' base. Red is seeing some aggression from these multi-gunner turrets. Alright, go for some defensive sentry guns. Or Tesla cores, I should say. And there's some Hydrofoils there, getting focused down by the Twin Blades. Twin Blades are going to receive quite a bit of fire from it, however. Let's take out the Hydrofoil there. Riptide's going to be backing off to C. Does cancel that one Tesla coil there. It looks like Reds may not have a whole lot of income at the moment. Imagine is going to be trying to break down this wall now. We got a good number of Jet Tangos and Chopper VXs there. Dojo Core being poured out, making out so tank busters wouldn't hurt. And now we got the Tesla Coil. So it seems to fire there. Maybe backing off by a pile 2 would be pretty good. Power shot has been put on there. Got a couple frees there. Hammer tanks are getting some good damage on in. Got Tesla troops here to support them as well. May snare himself a Summon tank there. No, it does barely avoid it. Got a Prism Tower here. Prism Tower's getting some good damage on in. Warfucker does go down. Prism Tower is focusing down those Hammer Tesla troopers, no problem. Now there's a fully heroic tank buster there, and the Hammer tanks all get cleaned on up. If you're a big bottom run, takes on another oil derrick. And now these Tesla Cores are going to be picking off these multi-gunner turrets, no problem. Grenadiers have landed on that deck there. It's just the power plant. Over here, we've got the Bullfrogs advancing forward. Now the Apollos are in pursuit of these Vindicators. Ophir Blue has a massive fleet, an absurd amount of hydrofoils. Does have a good number of Riptides as well as the aircraft carrier. So this aircraft carrier is very, very well protected. It should be able to pick off some a lot of these forces, no problem. Farm run coming on in, trying to deal with these Tesla coils, getting some good damage in. Brings now advancing forward with a big force here, trying to get a massive laser lock on the MCV. Does unsuccessful there. Tesla coil gets a couple shots there. Pyro shot pushing its way forward, forces opponent forward, but still lacks a lot of AT infantry or AT air as well. There's a coil trying to fry these infantry units one at a time, which is going to be good at it, but not very quickly though. Ore Collector getting some great crushes there. Hammer tanks coming for a flank as well. Hammer tanks coming for a massive crush as well. Notice the Ore Collector there. We've got Bullfrogs in the reach as well, trying to hunt down those Chopper VXs or Striker VXs now. Ore Refinery has gone down as well, and the Ore Collector itself is elite. Down south, we've got Natasha out on the field. Those who snipe there on the aircraft carrier. Won't be able to really gun down these forces. Natasha's going to try to las a Riptide there. The Summon tanks have gone and killed off all these forces there. Does get some veterancy as well as some extra guns. He may have trouble get the lasing, but now we've got the Bullfrog trying to ward away these ground forces, or soon to be ground forces. Over here we do have the Imperial Warriors, Tank Busters, and Tsunami Tank advancing forward, trying to deal with this expansion point. Oh, there must have been some engineer there, because I see a sold off structure with the wrong color. So it looks like Cyan may have captured a super reactor. He's also going to take time to destroy this battle lab. He is Empire, so this is a Cyan conscript, which does get gunned down right there. Okay, some of these hammer tanks will be focused down by the Chopper VXs. Got one heroic, two heroics, no more elites. And slowly picking off all these forces. But take time to clean up the Terror drone there. Red space here does get picked off as well by the Assault Destroyer. Another aircraft carrier, multiple aircraft carriers have been pulled out, one by Green as well. Green does have a bit of defense force there. I'm not sure where this aircraft carrier went. It is sunk in the bottom of the ocean. And here comes satellites on in. He was not paying attention. Those lose 3 of those vessels. Tsunami tanks, Chopper VXs, and Jet Tango flying about. Got another bomb run there onto the war factory. Now we do have these Twin Blades charging forward, get some good damage onto that Assault Destroyer. Some things push their way out to sea, get some good hits there onto these airfields. That airfield does go down there. Aircraft carriers advance forward, got another sniped one there. Looks like Natasha's going to try for lasing down one of these aircraft carriers. Of course, aircraft carriers can't crush. Does get the kill there. Knocks back by the aircraft. I heard a cryo shot, a cryo cannon right there. Yeah, got froze a big freeze right there. Remains coming forward. Does get a nice EMP missile right there. And Red MCV does go down as well. Red is losing a lot of infrastructure there. It does have the battle lab at the moment. Not sure about any other production structures. Red only remains on team left side as well. This is all that remains. I don't see any more production left on the field. Yeah, I don't see any production left on the field. So that is going to be game. Yeah, those are just refineries. That used to be magenta as well. I saw that purple outline. He does have a decent amount of twin blades, but the opponents could just get a lot of anti-aircraft and force your opponent just to die. Speaking of anti-aircraft, there's some Chopper BXs there as multi-gunner IFV, and this will be the end of most of Red's twin blades. Just leaving down the 3. 2 are heroic. It does manage to save them all. All 3 are heroic, so they can get some great damage in. But his opponent is now advancing from the sea with some assault destroyers and aircraft carriers. He has a bit of infrastructure here and there. Could spend all of his remaining money on more ore collectors. One of those twin blades do go down to the javelin troops, and unless he's just going to sit there and fight, there goes the rest of his air forces. Nothing remains, and he's going to do a mass sell-off now. Yep, this game's over, and there's the end of the replay. This is Adam Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see, that was... I can't remember if it was this one or this one. Well, we'll worry about that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and go to Industrial Strength. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Relic 3 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the blue allies. We have Ovelira of Olive I have no idea. Spawn on the top right side as the yellow allies. We have ATESBAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAY. A very interesting name, to say the least. We got a boot camp here to point out some doggies. Over here, we got a boot camp as well to point out a peacekeeper. No doggies for you. Doggy advancing forward and will not get shot by a shotgun. Engineer makes his way forward to this ore refinery, and now we've got this peacekeeper and perhaps into engineer following after him. Dog does find a kill there. Neutral trade, but that's of course good for the allies. But they're both allies. Good for the dog. Does get a trade there as well. Equal losses. Down south we do have gets inside the garrison, takes out the dog there, making the ATF proud, captures up the oil derrick, and more of Yellow's peacekeepers get inside the garrison. It's going to be picking apart this oil derrick now. Does do a good job of holding this oil garrison right there. While we do have blue, does come this garrison there, but it looks like just 2 at the moment. So should be able to clean up with these peacekeepers. And there we go, the garrison's not cleared out. Looks like Yellow's going to try to be cleared out, and that oil derrick does go down. Some peacekeepers inside this garrison. Yellow's going to be a bit defensive. Doesn't need to be aggressive anymore on this side. Oil derrick's destroyed. He doesn't need to be assertive in his defense over here, however. Got the MCV to be redeployed there. Do have, looks like a pair of refineries going for a third refinery now. For yellow, we also got something similar as well. And we do got the dog on the high ground, spotting everything. Peacekeeper on the high ground. Yellow's Peacekeeper is going to be advancing. Looks like this garrison does find some blasts there. Getting some good damage onto these Peacekeepers. Lots of good damage there. Yellow does have a good number of Peacekeepers here. We got this Peacekeeper moving down south. Does have that ore refinery up and going. So is this one here. Another power plant. Yellow has a big line of Peacekeepers here. Blue could try to be more aggressive over here. Yellow does have the superior economy thanks to this oil derrick. Down south we do have the Peacekeeper being focused down. Blue camp blowing out something. Another Peacekeeper as well. Maybe trying to go for a shotgun blast there. Does get a nice knockback there. Yellow does have a lot less health. So these Peacekeepers do get picked off by Blue's Peacekeeper. Just having more health always handy in these fights. Another power plant going down for Yellow. Looks like Yellow may be eyeing for the naval expansion now. Yellow may have these garrisons maxed out as well. Blue is rotating his force over here. Yellow just have defense force. I don't think it's going to eye progressive. There's nothing to be aggressive about. Nothing over here worth really fighting for since the oil deck's down. Always push way forward. One though looks like the Apollo and Vindicator here is. Ooh, wait. I wonder, is that some sort of bug or how does that really happen? It's not the first time I've seen that. Is it because since it's an aircraft, only can shoot aircraft, and since it's on the deck and they got in front of it, it was able to get some auto attacks off right there? I've seen that recently. I don't know if it's a bug, and if it's an exploit, people better not use as an exploit. So it's very, very niche to say the least, so it has to be a bug, I'm guessing. Or a poor interaction. Over here we do got a multi-gun turret being poured out. Yellow has advanced out to sea. Blue also has got expanded both out to sea as well, so both sides eyeing for just mass eco. Multi-gun turret here will clear out this garrison, no problem. That structure does go down. We do now have a naval yard here. This might be heightened clearance. No, that was not heightened clearance, just another power plant. I'm sort of sorry, I don't see heightened clearance just yet. Over here, we do have heightened clearance. You can see the 2 bars there and 2 bars here. Multi-gun turret ready for rapid defense. Heightened clearance. And there's heightened clearance. Apollo's now engaging a bit of a dogfight. Yellow's doing a good job of focus firing. Blue is not doing a good job of focus firing. Yellow has all of his Apollos quite wounded, needs to fall back. And Blue is pushing forward with some Dolphins. Yellow's Dolphin was trying to escape. And Yellow's Dolphin is still receiving quite a bit of fire right there. Over here, just being defensive, more defensive. And now we do have a Assault to Shore being pulled out by Yellow over here. This may be max clearance. I think max clearance being researched by Blue now. Over here, we do have looks like cryo shotgun pulling forward, or Prospector does go down. One Apollo does go down for Yellow. Up here, we've got the Peacekeepers advancing forward, trying to clear out this garrison, as the Assault Destroyer is knocking them around a little bit. A lot of shots onto that Assault Destroyer here. Assault Destroyer may just want to back off for a moment, because right now it's unsupported, receiving quite a bit of fire as well. Javelin troops can always fire against the ground in order to get some more damage onto it. Multiple Assault Destroyers now deployed out on the field. Now we've got the Apollos now flying about as well. Over here, we've got a big fight versus Dolphins. One of the Ore Refiners to go down. And looks like Yellow's coming out behind here. Yellow has more reinforcing Dolphins here. Blue's just down to 1. And another Ore Collector is being redeployed on now. And we got some sort of crowd shot there. He was not paying attention, loses all that infantry there. Yellow's going to be advancing forward with multiple Assault Destroyers. Does get the higher health Assault Destroyer with the Black Hole armor there, which will allow his other one to fire. He will go crush this wall segments there, allow him to push in with his infantry. And maybe crush down some of these prospectors. More walls get crushed there. Does shoot the prospector down. I thought he was going to crush it. Or a power plant does go down. There's also a bit of a choke point there. It does get one of the Peacekeepers, not the Javelin troops. It does crush the prospector as well. It decides to turn off Black Hole armor for the time being. And going to be focusing down that Ore Refiner. It does get the kill there as well. Activates the Black Hole armor now. Blue's own Assault Destroyer is advancing forward. And it's firing against the Assault Destroyer here. Yellow Assault Destroyer does go down. Both his Yellow Assault Destroyers are down. It's trying to withdraw his infantry into his garrison's probably a good spot for it. Heroic ones are outside the garrison. And now the Dolphins are swimming around, trying to get some good kills there onto these prospectors. Good damage there on that prospector. Does take it out as well. Going to hit the other prospector now. There's also a multi-gunner IFV. Or multi-gun turret, and all dolphins go down, but does take up both prospectors. Looks like that garrison is only crewed by one Peacekeeper at the moment. And the Assault Destroyers here, they won't be able to do much damage versus the various infantry units. 3 Assault Destroyers pulled out by Blue. That's a lot of Assault Destroyers. Yellow could get some Javelin troops there, laser lock ground to fire a lot of missiles at those Assault Destroyers at a pretty good range. Peacekeepers getting some good shots there onto the Assault Destroyers. They're forced to fall back. Yellow's Assault Destroyers receive quite a bit of fire as well. You could perhaps get the garage to make these Assault Destroyers very, very durable. Power plant's going on down. Going to miss his advance once again. Yellow Assault Destroyer doesn't have its Black Hole armor up. This one does. More Assault Destroyers been pulled out by Yellow. This one will go down from Blue. And does get him a fully heroic, very, very wounded Peacekeeper from out of it. Blue's going to be backing on off. This infantry or Javelin troops are doing some good work onto these ore refineries. Over here, got a massive engagement on in. Does lose another Assault Destroyer there. This is Blue's Assault Destroyer. The other ones are Yellow's. And he's going to focus down. No, does not focus down that wounded Assault Destroyer. More Assault Destroyer being pulled out by Yellow. Prospector now elite. We'll see some shotgun fire. Does get deployed out. Doesn't take time to crush that Peacekeeper. The Peacekeeper will take out those forces. Now Peacekeepers are advancing forward. Does get inside this garrison, try to hold the line a little bit better. And Yellow's going to be advancing forward with his Assault Destroyers and Peacekeepers as well. They're probably trying to fire away against these forces. But getting a lot of those wolves actually getting into the Assault Destroyer field, but not fully absorbed into it, so a lot of those wolves were flying off in the distance. I can pull out my headphones. Over here, blue is advancing forward with his peacekeepers. Yellow has a string of peacekeepers, so blue could potentially take out these reinforcements. It'll be easy for him to pick off these peacekeepers, no problem. We've got an airfield here. There's a lot of veteran peacekeepers here as well. Takes out a Vindicator on the deck, going for some... He could perhaps just go for the Apollos. Over here, Dolphins advancing forward, getting some good hits there onto these Riptides. Riptides are hitting torpedo hits onto those Dolphins. Vindicators and Apollos are on the field. Does take out the entire airfield, and I think he got all the Air Forces as well. The other Assault Destroyers advancing forward, got a Cryo Blast being pulled out. His own Assault Destroyer may stop the freeze there. Nope, apparently it goes through his own Black Hole armor. That's good to know. Great crushes there, gets all the infrastructure as well, gets inside the garrison as well, taking out the Javelin troops. The Yellow's base right here has been cracked. The elite Assault Destroyer just needs a bit more efficiency in order to get heroic. They will finish off the destruction with it, get some health regen. Peacekeepers here doing some good work still. Vindicator does not bomb down that Assault Destroyer there. Doesn't get sealed out. Assault Destroyer is not fully heroic. Gonna take time to destroy down that ore refinery as well. Over here, looks like this construction yard has redeployed out a ore refinery there. Redeployed some wall segments to get the prospector back on moving. He did have it spotted. No heroic efficiency here either. But nope, he did not realize it just yet. He has the MCV here. Getting hit by some shotgun blasts. He's not paying attention to that region. Barrage tanks advancing forward. May get elite status from that one. That one could get fully heroic if it gets the kill. Does get the kill there. And does get the kill. Crushes there. Doesn't spot the MC or prospector not collecting, which is very important. And the Mirage tanks will report that infantry, no problem. Assault Destroyer does get pursued and destroyed by those Riptides. This base here is still quite healthy. Of course, got the max clearance as well as the armor facility. And more Dolphins advancing forward out at sea. Does have some defensive Riptides. And, oh, it moved forward a little bit, but did not start collecting. Mirage tanks advancing forward, gets some great damage there onto the MCV. MCV's going to try to crush that one. Does not get the crush there, and the heroic one does finish him off. Over here, Riptide's advancing forward. And that refinery does go down, getting like half loaded, and that is the end of the replay. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. While the game's loading, I need to use the restroom. Please give me one moment. Sorry about that. On to the next replay. Let's see. It was Industrial Frank. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for this one right here. Rock Ridge. I'm not familiar with that map. That was a 2v2. Greetings everyone, Angrade here with another Relic 3 replay. So on the top left side as the blue allies, we have Cheshu. And I have no idea who his teammate is. It could be FFA for all I know. On the right side as the red allies, we have Other Dawn spawn on the bottom right side as the Green Soviets. We have Green Alert, who is actually gone green, very good. And spawn on the bottom left side as the Magenta Empire. We have Dachi MK. Like a dog heading out left. And so it looks like the map is left versus right. So it looks like blue and magenta versus green and red. Blue dog does back away from the red dog. And yep, seeing there's a power plant here. It's definitely not an FFA. Dojo Corps makes its way towards the center. There is an airfield here, or airport, I should say. That, of course, will allow... That could potentially allow Team Left Side to get free repairs on all their aircraft, which can be very handy for the various aircraft that both Allies and Empire tend to deploy. Got some peacekeepers in this garrison. This garrison can only support 3. This garrison probably supports 5. There's also... Okay, those are observation posts, not oil derricks. There's an ore derrick near each player. Do got a roar there, stunning that Imperial Warrior. Ore collector has deployed now. Do got a crusher crane for green as well. And there's a dog. Oh no, that's his teammate's dog. I'm not sure what's going on right there. It looks like the dog and the Imperial Warrior can make that island a home. They got a very nice large house with a very big driveway. Watching the park aircraft. Oh, they must have pulled out some Imperial Warriors here just for defense, prevent any sort of other engineers from advancing forward to it. Interesting. Black Trooper there does take up the burst drone, and down south we've got a garrison fight. Green's MCV is receiving some fire there. It does use a constant charge to clear out that garrison, but that is very good for the Soviet player because it's much more cost effective for the Soviet player. Big line of peacekeepers right there. And looks like the blue MCV is pulling out a multi-gunner turret for some sort of defense. Green could try to go for a sentry gun, hope lock down this area from infantry. And down south we do have a single peacekeeper trying to engage this oil derrick. Red's peacekeepers advancing forward. Do we see a multi-gun turret almost available? I doubt that's a Prism Tower. Over here we've got a nice harassment there onto red with the magenta Mecha Tengus. Lots of good harassment onto red. Balls flying about. We do have Vindicators also flying about as well, and they're getting repairs from the airport. Let's get a nice transform there. And that's a big wave of peacekeepers right there. The Tangos could try jumping in the mix of all of them to get some good damage on in as those honorable discharges. Let's see, we pass the prospector there and does pull out multi-gunner turret there. And thanks to the airport, he's getting some repairs. Molotovs have been pulled out for green, trying to clear out this garrison now. He may destroy that garrison outright, looks like. Looks like blue's eyeing for some turret pushing. Got some multi-gun turret there. And prospector, red's prospector has actually been tasked back to working. Blue's MCV's course right there. And we do have some more harassment onto green's ore collector. We do have a crusher crane in range of here, so he's getting some much needed repairs in combat. Over here, we do have the peacekeepers still firing away against this oil derrick, slowly picking apart. Blue's peacekeepers are advancing forward, trying to get some good engagements. And he has his own multi-gun turret right there as well. It does take out the prospector, very good. Blue may get crushed right there. It does have, of course, the multi-gun turret for defense. Red's MCV is trying to charge him forward, does receive a bit of fire there, but now the blue multi-gunner turret will go down. And it looks like this area did get cleaned up by a sentry gun. That body blocker did go down. Another barracks been pulled out by green. is trying to support up his teammate. They may need to get out a Tesla coil onto this behind these walls in order to help engage this infantry across the wall, as well as help these multi-gun turrets have been popping on up. Reactor going on down. It sells off the ore refinery entirely, just decides like, I'm going to lose it, so might as well sell it off for whatever money can. Multi-gun turrets, blues does go down there. Red's, of course, was able to fire once that ore refinery got sold off. And it looks like Red goes and clears out that garrison as well. Green has expanded forward to this point here. Magenta is going out to C for his expansions. I see some like these squares on the map, but it looks like, I don't know what it is, but there's some, looks like there's some stuff down here are providing squares. It's ruins. Looks like Green has to pull out some walls right there. You've got cryo shots from both sides. Looks like Blue's a bit more frozen, or at least a bit more alive and frozen. Red's is either dead or fallen back. Nothing frozen. Magenta is deployed out as soon as I take the support his teammate. Got a Yari mini sub engaging these various structures all being deployed on out. Green's MCV is right here. And Yari mini subs will go and clean out these scaffolding. Green has deployed out a massive wave of bears, but there's a pair of autocannon or auto shotgun multi-gun turrets there to dissuade the bears and peacekeepers from being alive. That's a strange design for a windmill. Not sure how effective it is. Seems awfully thin, but maybe that's the design. More of a lightweight windmill. It also means it will not have a whole lot of torque, because you would need torque in order to, say, mill grain with that, and use it as an actual mill. Because you have, if you want to spin something heavy, or like a power generator, it's going to need to have torque behind it. Ore refinery does go down. You already made some may go for a final voyage there. It does not get the final voyage off onto the Tesla coil. Looks like Green will force Magenta out of this region. Up north, we do have an Athena cannon providing some bombardment, but looks like Blue's low in power. Green's advancing forward some hammer tanks as well. And it looks like Red's going to deploy out a whole bunch of walls, which is actually good for his opponent's Athena cannon, but Red's going to eye for a counter barrage there as well. Didn't get the shield generator up. Now I do have some Tesla coils deployed on out. Got these bullfrogs, the hammer tanks now pushing away up north, maybe trying to eye for some of these expansion points here. There's a way up right there. Athena cannon and peacekeepers and tsunami tank advancing forward. Red's MCVs now receiving some fire there. Shrinks down both the Athena cannons, all four Athena cannons for Red, preventing them from firing from max range. We now have a crowd shot there, but it will be denied thanks to the Athena cannon. And now Blue's Athena cannon's now going to maintain the bombardment. Does take out one of Red's Athena cannons right there. Couldn't get stuck behind that wall because it was shrunken. Was no longer shrunken. Got an infect onto this prospector. Will go down. Blue's expansion point is seeing a bit of fire. I'm not sure from what. Mentioned skying for a counterattack there with tank busters, pure warriors, as well as tsunami tanks. Does clear out that garrison, very nice. And over here, Red's advancing forward as well. Multi-gunner IFVs are still on low power. They have been de-garrisoned, but either way, does sell off that one. Athena cannons, a large number of Athena cannons advancing forward. Looks like we got 5. And the Peacekeeper's going to hold the line and get shot up a lot. Blue does only have 4 Athena cannons, but has a better positioning there. So not all of Red's Athena cannons push their way forward. And that was getting...
This call will not be recorded. This call will not be recorded.
Does get the defended there by the shield generator. Down south, we got the Tesla troopers being picked off by those Imperial warriors. This wall is being slowly picked apart by the tsunami tanks. And it looks like was that a terror drone? Almost like a burst drone to me. I see a bunch of beacons being placed by somebody. Takes out whatever that was. This area is very, very congested thanks to those walls. So it does sell off a whole bunch of them, trying to clear up some space there. And over here, do have now the Mega Tankers engaging that Prospector. Prospector does go down. This one's falling back as well. Green has never won for the expansion over here, so Red could claim it. Red is still very congested right there. The Empire player and the Allied player could potentially call on off maps to really gauge it. I don't know why balloon bombs don't seem half bad to me. Down south, I'm not sure what's getting hit, but something's getting hit. Oh, Wave Force Artillery getting some good damage onto that Soviet war factory. So I got a pair of flak cannons being deployed out. Does get that one frozen as well. Got a reactor here trying to provide some more build radius. Does get that frozen. Needs to retarget to the flak cannon. So needs time to be rebuilt. Looks like both those does get canceled there. Looks like one of Blue's Athena cannons do go down. And maybe trying to charge forward with some of his Peacekeepers now. Legend is advancing forward, does have a King Oni as well as a Wave Force Artillery, now Elite. Could potentially get some collateral damage with this shot here. But nope, oh, he is getting some good collateral damage there. Does get a good hook out the Crusher Crane there. Now takes out the Tesla Coil. Great hits there. Wave Force Artillery now being fully heroic. Getting some great damage on in and leaving enough behind so these other forces can get the Veteran Seed. Something got destroyed there, I'm not sure what. Moderna's making some good advancements there. Green didn't have a whole lot of defense there. Green's been trying to turret push the entire game pretty much. Tsunami tanks and the King Onias are advancing forward. Wait, right. I don't know why that... never mind. I'm getting confused. We've got a good number of green cool subs here. Red's aircraft carrier is making some good damage onto the naval yard. They have a whole bunch of dolphins are in order, but there's a lot of cool subs either way. Green has expanded down south. Green is no longer expanded right there. Assault destroyers advancing forward. Does have some of these black hole armor going. Gets a massive EMP on all these forces aboard the cool subs on the water. Does get a great freeze there, taking out lots of these forces. Going for the last aircraft carrier as well. Heroic Dolphin has enough health to stay alive. Does get the kill there as well. Now got a still massive re-engagement there. One of the cool subs does go down. One of the assault destroyers go down as well. Gonna get the shatter there at the moment. Not getting the shatter there is a little bit of an oversight because you should be able to kill it off quite quickly. Hydrofoil does get shrunken and frozen there. Twin Blade does get shot down by Blue's Apollos. And that cool sub does get destroyed there. Less of the frozen stuff are getting shattered as well. The seaport is chilled but not frozen. And more of Green's cool subs push on forward. Does kill off the heroic sadistic dolphin. He does get the kill there on the seaport. Lots of that's a lot of crowdcopters quickly freezing almost everything, and even the MCV is quickly getting frozen down. MCV is fully frozen. MCV is now destroyed. Could throw a bomb onto that multi-gun turret. Maybe sign for some southern infrastructure. Blue's losing a lot of infrastructure there. Almost MCV as well. MCV is almost down. We do have a naval dockyard as well as some economy for Blue. So losing MCV is not game-ending, but just critical. Soldier Destroyer finds a kill right there. Could go for the reactor among a lot of other frozen items. And blue still has an oil derrick down the low ground. So does red. Green does not. Magenta does as well. And looks like there's some green and Akula subs here. The Assault Destroyer needs to get off of the Black Hole armor and finish off this Akula sub. That Akula sub is one shot away from death, and that will get the Assault Destroyer fully heroic. I think he sees it now. I think he sees how low health it is. Not hitting it. Looks like Athena Cannon's hitting this ore refinery now. Drinks them both down, and does get that other one frozen, not the wounded one. Assault Destroyer does turn off the gun, or turn off the Black Hole armor, getting fully heroic from that one. And this one's so wounded, just let the Assault Destroyer fire. It didn't need the freeze effect, it was one shot away from death either way. And that gets destroyed, not shattered. Which is making his way forward. A lot of efficiency on these forces, got two heroic Wave Force artillery, got two heroic tsunami tanks, elite tsunami tank, heroic Mecha Tengu, and got three not unvetted King Oni. Good efficiency on the Striker VX as well. Red has a pretty sizable force here. It is his last of Red's infrastructure. Red may need to back out of the game to give his infrastructure to his teammate. Wave Force artillery ripping apart these forces, getting some good collateral damage as well. Doesn't need to. And there goes, and both players backed out of the game. This is Angrade scene. Thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now. That was. Yep, this one right here. And I believe this is the same replay as well. Let me just quickly load it up, because I think shared it with me, and I already also grabbed it from Games Replay, so I can go ahead and delete that as well. Let's see now. Let's go ahead and go for an Infinity Isle. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires. Red Alert 3 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Yellow Soviets. We have SP1. Spawn on the right side as the Orange Empire. We have 1v1. Also got a handful of Dojo cores as well as an instant generator. Over here, we've got some bears, or a bear. Dojo core is advancing forward into the center of the map. The bear is bearing down towards the oil derrick, trying to camp it. Do have, looks like a double refinery deployed now. Not triple refinery. Dojo core does miss the bear. The Dojo core is more just focused trying to set on up there. Second bear being deployed now. And we do have a conscript and some flak troops deployed out. Does save his engineer right there, trying to go for some mag mines to hit that Dojo core there. Wants to make sure that engineer gets inside the oil derrick. And right now he should be a runaway, so perhaps maybe get some flak cannon shots off. Let's get out of the garrison now. And now the conscript does charge forward, does get ripped apart. And it's actually going to take time to destroy this garrison there. Apparently magnetic mines are very effective versus wooden structures. Very magnetic wood. The bear is going to get killed by the Imperial Warriors. We've got 5 Imperial Warriors and 1 Dojo core advancing to the center of the map. Burst drone doing some good scouting there. Garrison's destroyed enough. Now we do have a war factory. Hope is going for some sickles because he needs some sickles. What is a sickle? Paradrone. Okay. Does get the flak troopers inside the refinery line now, so if there's going to be any harassment there, he's able to throw some mag mines onto those Mecha Tengus. Let's go out that garrison with the 1 conscript there. Now we do have a sickle. And he's trying to go for something right there. That's a little bit too quick. Maybe it is engineer. It's a burst drone. Nice fleet jump there, but it was actually a decoy. Seeing something built out, thinking in 2 burst drones to take out that sickle as well. So now the Imperial engineers able to come out and capture the oil derrick. So very, very good. And he took out the flak trooper there as well, because the flak trooper was not in mag mine mode. It was in flak gun mode. Overall, great engagements there by Orange. Ore Collector receiving quite a bit of fire right there. We do have the Instant Dojo now receiving some fire as well. Looks like the Ore Collector is getting passed back in the line. Seems it's at half health, but the damage on it seems a little bit higher than half health. It could be me just going a little bit crazy though. The Dojo still receiving some machine gun fire from the sickle. And over here, we got the Imperial Warriors trying to gun down that reactor. Does throw some mag mines onto the Mecha Tengu, but didn't get the kill there. A little bit of a shame. Ore Collector going to try to kill off, run over these Imperial Warriors. Great fleet jump there. 1, 2 crushes. I'm not sure how many crushes there are. Yep, just got 4 crushes there, I believe. Yep, there we go. I don't know why I was getting my hotkeys mixed up in order to bring up the health bars. The 1 Imperial Warrior does back off to that garrison. Orctex is getting retaxed onto the line. Overall, the Empire player is doing a great job against the Soviet player. So we're playing around with that second burst drone to come out. He may have not realized it, that he really baited the sickle there, that second burst drone, but either way, he did. He may have just went for the second burst drone there, just a suicide, both of them onto the sickle, no matter what. Imperial Warrior is now receiving some fire there. With Imperial Warrior, will get some free damage onto the sickle. Multiple jet tankers come on board. MCV having trouble. Ore Collector does go down, so the Empire players just and crushes his own Terror drone there as well. Right now, the Empire players just really been doing great against the Soviet player. He's trying to clean up the civilian structure. I believe there's just 1 Imperial Warrior inside of it, which is not like great in defense. Though it looks like the sickles actually, yeah, the sickles are receiving a bit of fire there. We do have the first Chopper VX out in the field, trying to clean up these sickles. Should be able to deal with them no problem. So player's eyeing for something. I'm not sure what he's pulling out. Looks like a super reactor way back here. Lee jumps over towards this bullfrog, and now we do have the first Chopper VX engaging the MCV, able to quickly, oh, not so quickly, deal damage to it. Does back off when seeing those bullfrogs. Now we do got the Ore Collector infected by a Terror drone. Very nice. Probably will lose it, though we do have Imperial docks being deployed on out, but it will not be deployed out fast enough in order to stay alive. Does actually use stop order right there, and does get the kill there on the Terror drone. Just not with the kill on the Ore Collector. Sickles and bullfrogs making their way forward. Sickles can be very useful harassing his opponent. Do finally have some wall segments blown up by the Empire player. Going for late with wall segments is fine, because Soviets are not exactly a hyper-aggressive faction. So this course means he can invest that money a little bit later. Going for the oil derrick now, trying to clean that up. Does spot the unprotected Ore Collector there. And it will be focusing it down. Got satellites being dropped on the oil derrick. Does get some good damage there. Doesn't get a kill there. In fact, an Ore Collector, so that Ore Collector will go down. And got the Terror drone also picked off. Hammer Tank's going to try to finish off that oil derrick. Over here, we do have the Chopper VX getting some good damage there onto the construction yard, trying to be repaired on up. But it looks like the construction yard may in fact go down. I don't see any defense here. It's packing on up, trying to run back down here. There's a flak tower here, as well as a bullfrog. He's a great damage there, but the bullfrog does get focused down. And looks like the other bullfrog does manage to get the kill, or doesn't get the kill down that Striker VX. Hammer Tank will run it down. He needs to pull out barracks and get out an engineer to repair up his MCV quickly and most cost effective. Yep, barracks being pulled on out. Got 4 refineries. The 5th refinery has been pulled out by the Empire player. While the Soviet player is still just on 2, just trying to wall his way back in the game. Chopper VX actually does manage to escape out of there. Got a Yarmy sub out at sea as well. And here comes the engineer. The engineer is injured here, and he's lost in the process. He threw himself into the oil tank of the vehicle and turned himself into oil for the MCV. That's how they get lost, right? Or maybe they didn't follow OSHA guidelines. One of the two. Oh, we got Naginata cruiser now deployed on the field. 2 of them are deployed on the field. The Excellence frontline naval unit able to get some good damage onto the Kula mini sub, trying to pursue it. And the ultra torpedoes did hit that the ore node itself, the ore mine. So I think maybe one got through, but the ore collector is still alive, and the Kula sub will go down to the Naginata. The 2 Naginatas are more than plenty to maintain naval superiority, and this Yorgan mini sub did not do a good enough job for scouting because there's no expansion over here. So those Naginatas, he's building something more. Hopefully that's tier 3 for Shogun battleships. Wait, that is a psionic decimator. That is a psionic decimator. Holy crap. Psionic decimator core has pulled it out. Nanotech mainframe as well, of course, is required for it. And that may have been tier 3 right there. So Shogun battleships are now available. You may want to get some Sea Wings to escort our Shogun battleship just in case. The opponent has not deployed on airfield just yet to get any twin blades. Tesla troops are deployed now, getting some great damage there onto the tsunami tanks. And that one sort of got body blocked there. Got the kill there on the Imperial Warrior before it gets sliced. I hear the satellites are running on in. Takes out the ore collector as well. Sonic Decimator, low in power. He needs to get some more power for it. Sells off that Nanotech mainframe. Gets a fully heroic bonsai charge. Now does get the Imperial Warriors there. Sells it off. Not only gets a good amount of credits back, it doesn't really need it much anymore. As well as getting this another Sonic Decimator counting down. Right now, the Empire player does not need to be aggressive, but he does have aggressive options deployed on the field. Having the infrastructure targeted by a Shogun battleship will really hurt the Soviet player. We also got some Mech Tangos right here, harassing as well. Does get the kill there onto that Mech Tango. Does get transformed right there. Premature transform, got a lot of damage on that ore collector. Wait, why is it redeploying the Nanotech mainframe? Not sure why he's redeploying out the Nanotech mainframe. He could. He's going to try to go for a Guardian cores. Got some Guardian cannons. The Wave Force artillery mounted guns. It's basically one of the rarest things you see in the entire game. And in prison towers. In Tanya, this is one of the 3 most rare things in the game. Tsunami tank does get some good damage there on the Bullfrog, but there's a lot of hammer tanks here. That Nanotech mainframe needs to be sold off. That's a pretty expensive investment right there. He's not hitting it. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe just worry about the Naginata cruisers. Shogun battleships getting some great damage on the infrastructure. Soviet players trying back towards his bonus base. And he does sell off the Nanotech mainframe. That is expensive, so getting a nice 1,200 credit refund is not bad. And we got Terra Drone does get the snare there onto the MCV. The MCV is likely going to go down. It's all hammer tanks here. He's going to try and go for the rest of the infrastructure. Try and go for the psionic decimator. Psionic decimator has plenty of time on it. Could potentially throw a cash bounty on it and get a pretty nice cash bounty. Hammer tank doesn't get destroyed out, so is able to get out a free Terror drone. Naginata cruisers does get the super reactor there. The Shogun battleship is still at sea. And Magenta, not Magenta, Orange has plenty of Shogun battleships, so losing the ground base there, including the MCV and the Psionic Decimator, would not be game ending. The Shogun battleships can be game ending for the Soviet player, though. MCV will go down. I wonder if he had one already re-queued up over here. May not be going for it. Oh, I hear. Wait. What did I just hear got captured? Looks like the refinery here did get captured by the Soviet player. I thought it was like going to be the Psionic Decimator at first. Let's get an infect there onto this ore collector as well. Over here, do have a crusher crane being employed out by Yellow, but we've got some heroic Shogun battleships. We'll say nope. This refinery is still being collected on the low seas. So right now the Empire player has plenty of income at the moment. 2 refinery income. His opponent only has 1. Try and build another one now. Shogun battleships getting some broadsides onto land. Titan Decimator just needs to be sold off. There we go. That gets a good amount of cash from that. And over here, now we've got some Twin Blades there. There we go, Sea Wings. He needed a Sea Wing out. And if the Imperial Docks go down, that's going to be really, really problematic. He needs to get out another Sea Wing as soon as possible. He's focused on the Sea Wing, not realizing that he should have continued focusing on the docks, Naval Dockyard, because he absolutely needed a shorter. He should have sacrificed everything in that dockyard. But of course, he didn't realize that that's the last remaining production structure. Granted, he could always pull out mass collector. Is this ore refinery farther back than it's supposed to be? That may actually be poor placement of that refinery. That seems a little bit farther back than it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's much closer. So we may need to get out a second ore collector on that refinery. We've got some Sea Wings here. I think he may be going... Oh, he's pretty low on economy right there. Trying to get out another ore collector. Hammer tanks right there. The Soviet MCV has made his way back here. Trying to go for a crusher crane. Doesn't have any money, does he? Let's see. The Empire player has plenty of credits. And he's going for an MCV as well. It's just low in power. That's his biggest issue. For the Soviet player, he is spending the rest of his money on... Oh! He's trying to crush these ore collectors, isn't he? He could crush those ore collectors. How much money more does he need for a crusher crane? Costs 1,500. He has more than halfway done, so perhaps need around 700 to 600 credits. Sells off the airfield. And that's not going to be enough. That is not enough. He doesn't have any wall segments to sell off either. So the Soviet player is just dead in the water. He does not have enough credits right there, and he's wanted to crush those ore collectors, but he couldn't. And these Shogun battleships... Wait, where's the Sea Wings? He does have Sea Wings still alive. He should have... If he would have dived in on the Imperial Dockyard, he probably would have won, but right now the Soviet player, he's done. Wait, cash bounty. Does he have cash bounty available? Soviet player does not have cash bounty available. He has satellites. He needs cash bounty. And Sea Wings is spotting this forces and takes out the crusher crane. And of course, now the Soviet player has 2 credits. So now, what Soviet items you see on the field is all he has. Sea Wings are nowhere near. And this is the last of the structures for the Empire player. He needs to keep these Sea Wings near this structures at all times. The Soviet MCV is all that remains for the Soviets. And those wind blades cannot be repaired up. And he's bringing the satellites. The level 3 satellites going to do a lot of damage. That may be enough damage. He saves our refinery, and the Soviet player's going to bring it in. I forgot about the satellites. And that's game. Okay. That's one way to end the replay. Either way, this is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I forgot about those satellites. I was so focused on how much credits he need. Well, I guess he didn't need credits, just need time. But yeah, let's go for a 3v3. I think I may have cast this one. Actually, no, I think I cast the other one, so this one I haven't cast yet. So let's go and do this one then. Greetings everyone, Angrade here with another Red 3 replay. Spawn on the right side as the red random allies. We have Seed Dweven. Spawn on the top right side as this blue empire. We have Ben Chick. Spawn on the bottom right side as the magenta allies. We have Strider. Spawn on the bottom left side as the green allies. We have Nickname. Very good nickname. Spawn on the left side as the Yellow Soviets, we have Fix with 2 X's, and spawning as the Cyan Empire, we have Mr. Mainframe Core. You better go for a Mainframe Core. Looks like a lot of doggies being deployed on out. We got some doggy, or 8 doggy for defense for Magenta. The Sea Dog does get barked and stunned, and does get killed off there. Brings a fancy fourth dog over here. May find him. No, will not get himself a engineer. These red peacekeepers will keep him nice and safe. Good bark there by green, allowing him to get a safe kill onto Magenta's dog. And does actually get the kill there. There you go, gets a kill there as well. May get shot. Yep. And that peacekeeper is actually an ATF agent. We do have these bears being employed on out. Got a handful of peacekeepers making their way over towards the bears. Blue has claimed this oil derrick, and blue or Cyan tried to claim this oil derrick as well, but was unsuccessful. Finds himself a burst drone and crushes a Imperial Warrior. More Imperial Warriors being pushed on out. He may get some more crushes. Does get 1, 2. Oh, and does get a crush there as well. That guy managed to skirt on by. And looks like the dog did stop the not expansion, but deployment of the refinery there. Handful of red peacekeepers right here. And up north we got a Dojo Core spotted by Cyan. And now the Dragonfly is going to really just keep an eye on it. And as well as all of his legs on it. Megatengu advancing forward, trying to gauge that Dojo Core now. Burst drone being pulled out by blue, trying to scout out Cyan. So it's 2 empires, Allied versus Soviet, and 2 allies on the bottom. Wave of peacekeepers advancing forward. Green's dog will be shot up. And right now, this ore derrick is under siege. It is claimed by Magenta. Red's going to advance forward with peacekeepers to save it. And we got a yellow bear next to his teammates MCV as well. Do you have a flak trooper here? Not sure why there's a flak trooper. Oh, I do hear. Looks like Riptide's been pushed on forward. That one's loaded up with a pair of peacekeepers. And now he's going to advance forward with these peacekeepers. Gain some damage onto Green's peacekeepers. They're actually quite bunched up. We're seeing a good splash damage there from Magenta's peacekeepers. Does advance forward with these runs. I do hear a cash bounty on this one here. Does take it out, but it was Yellow's cash bounty. Of course, he's the only Soviet player in the game. And more bombing runs hitting the Magenta forces. Ooh, and this Vindicator is almost down, receiving quite a bit of fire. Does load up inside of there, does unload it there, throws both bombs there, and throws a lot of bombs with that one. Does point out Barracks to support his teammate. Got a big wave of red peacekeepers here. And the bear does get shot up. Oil derrick does go down. And Green's going to be eye for a bombing run. Not so sure where though. Let's see where he's going to go with that. Does hit that reactor there, power plant. Get it fully destroyed. He does sell off a handful of credits. Oil Derrick down to siege from the Mecha Tengus does take it out as well. Science advancing for a big swarm of Mecha Tengus. Blue's going to try to advance forward with his MCV, trying to get some crushes. And looks like Cyan will go and transform away. Red has to pull out a multi-gun turret there, and now responding with some Peacekeepers. A lot of Peacekeepers up north. At this point in time, the Defender Corps wouldn't be half bad. Down south, got two airfields right next to each other. It's not great because it can be quickly frozen down, targeted down by many protocols. And Cyan does jump down and get a good engagement there onto Red's Prospector. Over here, Red's Peacekeepers advancing forward, trying to get some good engagements on in. Got some defensive Mecha Tengus, as well as a flak tower being deployed out of the Soviet player. Cyan's Overclock does get chased down. Does take out one of those Mecha Tengus. Another one of the Mecha Tengus go down, just remaining one. Now Red's advancing forward. There's a lot of Peacekeepers here. Cyan may try to force some crushes there. Does have some repairs from the Mecha Bay. Massive cash bounty right there. Needs to charge forward for honorable discharge onto this big group of force. Does manage to save that guy. Do a good job trying to save his forces, but there's just way too many here. He has to be very aggressive and be suicidal, literally. Let's get some great crushes there with MCV, and the Rip and the Jet Tank was getting some great damage on there. Cash bounty is still going on. Need some more credits back there for Yellow. And now Red is down to a handful of Peacekeepers. Got more reinforcing Peacekeepers here, as well as harassment onto his refinery line. Cyan, Yellow's finally deployed out a Tesla coil there. Multiple Tesla coils being deployed out by Cyan. And does go and sell off that wall segment there, deploying out a reactor to help close the gap. Down south, Green is making some bombing runs onto Magenta. And Yellow does have a good defensive line right there. A lot of defenses, actually. Yellow's perhaps a little bit more turtly than he should be. In some cases, he should have been a bit more aggressive as Turtle to support his northern teammate. More Tesla cores being deployed out. He perhaps could sell off this one. This one's good for protecting that one, but this one's a little bit too far out. That can say. Cryo shot has come forward, freezes down that multi-gun turret as we got Magenta's assault destroyer making his way onto land. Big bombing run there. He didn't turn off the black hole generator in time and does go down. Vindicator does go down to the Apollo. And over here we've got Desolator strike onto the Prospector. Conscript does get gunned down by the Imperial Warrior. And we have more and more assault destroyers making their way onto land. This one that was frozen is still alive and still a little bit chilled, but it's thawing out. Hydrofoil being deployed out by Green. Doesn't turn on the weapon jammer just yet. Is finding some shots onto these Vindicators. Vindicators will stay alive. Cryo shot has been deployed now. That's one multi-gun turret right there as well. Does use a weapon jammer right there. Use his own cryo shot against the forces here. Another multi-gun turret has been deployed now. He can use the weapon jammer. Does take it out right there. Got the weapon jammer now activated. Doesn't have enough any anti-aircraft mode. Got the Dolphins deployed out. Red's Dolphin does stay alive. Up north, got the Mecha Tank is engaging Blue's refinery line. And it looks like Green will lose his naval yard. Does get the bomb run off there. Does lose the Vindicator. Now Red's Dolphins are making their way through that naval yard. Does get a heroic Dolphin there. And looks like got some multi-gun turrets supporting his teammate. What does Blue have left? Okay, he does have the MCV still alive. It's just very compact. Does take out that multi-gun turret. Will lose the one Vindicator. May lose the other one as well. But we got Apollos pursuing the Apollos. We do have some Javelin troops getting some great shots there. And looks like the Magenta may lose the Apollos as well. Nope, that heroic one will save life thanks to the fact that it's heroic. Now we've got a aircraft carrier bringing some sorties against the infrastructure. And Magenta and Red have a very good base right here. A lot of defenses, a lot of anti-aircraft carriers, so the aircraft carrier is able to, not aircraft carrier, multi-gun turrets, so the aircraft carrier is able to get a lot of work done from that position. Very well protected. Cyan has destroyed this prospector here, or just backed out to outside the walls. He'll quite a Tesla coil there, but that won't do much versus various structures. He needs to cancel it, but does get it fully built. Green has a engineer here for some odd reason. And the aircraft carrier does get shrunken down. And right now, Cyan or Magenta's and Green's and motor gunner turrets are advancing forward. He needs to get this assault destroyer closer to it, but does lose that motor gunner turret. Another bombing run coming on in, gains some good damage there on the prospector, and does get another round of shrinkage. Motor gunner turret does go down, and now cryoblast. Why is there so many engineers? No, seriously, why are there so many engineers? 2 engineers do go down to that bombing run. Blues are facing forward. This is Yellow's prospector, which Yellow's also Soviet. So the Soviet player advanced forward for engineer, captured his opponent's ore refinery. Okay. And got Desolator strike over here as well. And over here we do have, looks like a Jet Tengu, Mecha Tengu, now fully heroic. They get gunned down by the ore collector. Cryocopter's trying to freeze down this aircraft carrier now. We still got the engineer here. And now the jump troop may find an angle there. Nope, going for a motor gunner turret. And does not get the kill there. Does shrink it down, but still in range of the black hole armor. So it does save that aircraft carrier right there. Now got a crowd shot there. Does get unfrozen. Does get refrozen and destroyed by a Apollo there. All of these forces does get frozen right there. Over here, Cyan's still advancing forward with some tsunami tanks. Blue tsunami tanks in the region. And these guys do get gunned down quite a bit. I think that was Emperor's Rage. That could have been from Blue trying to get these guys killed off. More bomber runs there. Magenta is expanded out over here. Cyan's going for more and more aggression onto Magenta's base. Blue is being very, very passive. Not sure what he's doing. Does have expansion down here. Red has pushed very far forward. He may want his eye advancing forward. Both sides, I think, is just pulling too many defensive, being a bit too passive. Green is being passive for a good reason, because he's under siege. Could try expanding down back this direction, though. Prospector does go down. And now we've got the Mecha Tengus trying to engage the power plant. Jet Tengus were seeing quite a bit of fire. There goes a Jet Tengu. And it's going to go high. I harass the red prospector. Down south, we've got some dolphins skirting around. We'll spot Cyan's base up here, but there's some defensive Yari mini subs here. Jet Tengus advancing forward to get a number of kills there on those chopper VXs. He could transform, but does not. Does lose one, the Jet Tengus. Indicators coming for a bombing run, or they're coming back from a bombing run. And over here we do have, looks like a cryo blast being pulled out, able to freeze these structures. And does kill off the dolphin there, but the other dolphin does manage to get the kill there. Gets a nice freeze on these various forces. Even the Yari, one of the Yari mini subs get frozen down. It looks like the dolphin actually went down somehow as well. Not sure what it killed him. Maybe a fresh unit, honorable discharge. Twin blades getting focused down by these Apollos. Got also a motor gunner turret here for Magenta for defense. And Yellow somehow captured up another ore refinery. How has this been happening? How is Yellow getting so many engineer captures on these structures? Chopper VX does get shot down there. We do have some twin blades here, but no MiGs. Blue's going to go and take time to destroy some of Yellow's infrastructure. He does have a flak tower on the other one. You do have a barracks being redeployed as well. Oh, he lost the crusher crane. That was one he was building off of. He still has his MCV alive. And do have another Desolate airstrike right there. Looks like these chopper fakes did get cleaned up by the Apollos. We got some flak troopers here, but Emperor's Rage on top of the tsunami tank at least. Does get quickly focused down by the Twin Blades. Megs getting some good kills there. Takes out the jet tank while losing only one Twin Blade. And there goes that ore collector. One take on our eye for turrets, so getting some great hits there on those Twin Blades. You know, down south, we've got the Apollos going down, or Vindicators, I should say. That is a lot of Dolphins and Hydrofoils, and there's not a lot of sea stuff out at sea. So he could lose everything to a super active if he so chooses. That's way too many Dolphins, and as well as Hydrofoils. So the Hydrofoils will be useful in protecting that aircraft carrier. Does shrink the aircraft carrier there as well.
Repairs.
Blue and red have quite a bit of grasp in the center of the map. Blue has also lost the expansion point again. The already mini subs, that must have took out that expansion point there. A lot of damage there. He could use an audible discharge, use it on this one. Or not audible discharge. Oh no, didn't get the final voyage off. He would have done it right there. He could have destroyed both of the, at least destroyed this one, get some good damage there, and perhaps even destroy Vindicator. How much does the final voyage does to a landed Vindicator? Looks like the Jet Tango's getting some good damage there on the Apollos. And get some good damage there as well. We do got these Jet Tangos flying about. We're seeing a bit of fire. We do got quite a bit of force here. And the aircraft carrier is still shrunken. Does see some Athena cannon fire now. Going for an EMP missile on the Athena cannon. Does activate the shield generator, which it does only lock down the Athena cannon. Does get shrunken down as well. But the aircraft will still do a good amount of damage there. Likely will get the kill there. But the Athena cannon has recovered. Shrinks it down, trying to make it run away. But does go down, however. And then we do got, looks like the tsunami tanks advancing forward. We've got Desolate airstrike from the Soviet player. I also got some Jet Tangoos taking out some ground forces there. Another multi-gunner turret. Hammer tanks advancing forward, just being streamed on forward. I hear I'll see a lot of pings being thrown down somewhere, and that's the Empire player. I'm not sure what he's doing or what he's pinging. Boots advancing forward. Got a Tesla trooper here. Trying to go for the lockdown. Does get locked down 2 of the tsunami tanks there. Very, very good. Pyrocopters do get their weapons jammed. We do have 2 Athena cannons here. One of them severely wounded. And now got a wave of chopper VXs advancing forward into Green's base. There's some Apollos here for anti-aircraft purposes, and Yellow's MiG getting some great kills in as well. Going for a transform right there. One does get frozen. Of course, the shield only prevents it from going down, not up, but does get both of them frozen, shrunk. The Athena can try to crush them, but I'm not sure what that one is doing in the first place. Jet Tango or Mecha Tango getting some good harassment there, trying to gun down or trying to run away. Got multiple aircraft carriers in this region. Do have an EMP effect there. A lot of flak towers for the Soviet player, and trying to shoot down these sorties, but the Apollos only have limited ammo. It does get some of the shots shut down. Vindicator's going for a bottom run. Looks like the Vindicators may go down, but the Apollos do fall back. They may have ran out of ammo, and Green's NCV is falling back as well. Green's Athena cannons getting some great damage there. Even focus down some of these wounded or full health Hydrofoils. I do see a final squadron. This one's from Blue, not from Cyan. And now here comes another EMP missile, blocking down both the Athena cannons there. Does get a volley off onto one of the aircraft carriers. Tin cans do get cleaned on up. Assault destroyer getting frozen and destroyed there. There's some flak towers here. Looks like the Soviet. Looks like only sign remains, and that is the Empire player up north. So the Empire player has inherited all the structures. Hammer tanks siphoning down some of these multi-gunner turrets. Advancing forward now, getting some hits onto the tsunami tanks. And now there is the Emperor's Rage there. Emperor's Rage on Siphon, that should be very deadly. But Science will have a hard time trying to maintain this southern base. There's already a lot of artillery and naval force. That's a lot of aircraft carriers. I think the Soviet players spent too much time on doing static defense for his teammates. He didn't really help out south of cracking that naval base that was literally sieging him for the entire game. Green did a good job of holding the line, being 2v1 for most of the game. While Cyan, didn't really do all too much either. Either way, this is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Probably one more replay for tonight. I'm starting to lose my voice, and it's getting a bit late for me. That one, I know it did this one as well. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do a 2v2 to finish it off. Greetings everyone, and great here of another Relic 3 replay. So on top right as the orange allies, we have Cheshu. On the bottom right side as the red allies, we have Other Dawn. Spawn on the left side as the Cyan Soviets, we have A ampersand F. Spawn on the left side as his Empire ally, we have Tony Cruz, who's actually chose random. So we got double ally versus Soviet Empire. We got some doggies advancing forward. Will it be a dog eat bear world, or will it be a bear eat dog world? No, neither side engage each other. Both the dogs make their way up north and south, just onto the water. Got the engineer here. Bear does not find an angle on the engineer. He does capture the oil derrick now. Oil derrick has been claimed by Cyan. Blue has not claimed his oil derrick just yet, and the engineer's on the way. And Sea Dog out at sea. Orange has not rebuilt his second refinery just yet, but has claimed the oil derrick. You have a boot camp here, and taking time to destroy a lot of these structures, including this one here, and that's a good defensive structure. I'm surprised he destroyed that one. We have Dojo Corps advancing into his opponent's base. These garrisons only have one garrison spot, and there's actually a naval yard. He's going naval yard rush. I don't think I've really seen that before. But he still needs to get the other refinery at least. 1, 2, 3 javelin troops crushed by that Dojo Corps. That is very good for the Empire player. Riptide's now engaging these insta-dojos. He just might want to settle off, throw the Imperial Warrior inside the garrison, just be oh so annoying. Dojo Corps does go down there. He spent time to repair it up as well. That was not worth of credits to get it repaired up. Guns down the dog, very good. And now we have the dog advancing out. We'll potentially see this early expansion for the Soviet player. Allies advancing forward with some peacekeepers down south. Bullfrogs are charging forward, but they must be loaded up with infantry. There has to be if they're moving right there. We have some Stingrays now being ported out. Stingrays are pretty good for anti-infantry as well as anti-sea. That should be very useful versus the peacekeepers. Riptide's being pushed on forward. Stingrays advancing forward, may find the Riptides. Good bomb run there onto the Jet Tengu, or Mecha Tengu. Riptide's getting some good damage onto his various forces, or Collector trying to make his way back onto land. We do have now a Tesla Corps being deployed out by Cyan. It's going to take time to focus on Tesla Coil. Tesla Coil may be completed in time. Over here, do got a Mecha Tengu engaging the Ore Collector. And does get avoid the damage right there, but there does find the Javelin troops inside the garrison. Vindicator will be pursued all the way back home. Goes down. Tesla Coil will be completed. He will get a first shot off. And the other Riptide will go down, but takes the Tesla Coil with him. Decides to cancel that other Tesla Coil. Ore Collector is not on the build queue just yet. We've got Stingrays now going around at sea. We've got some Hydrofoils and Riptides right here. Stingrays should be enough to deal with them. Something got picked off there, I'm not sure what. Now we do have some of these Tsunami things advancing forward. We got the Empire MCV right in front of the Allied MCV. I'm not sure why they're so close forward. We now have a multi-gun turret here, so Tsunami Tank does get some shots there, but does receive a bombing run. Probably a good idea for the going forward. I was going to say have him fall back with the MCV, but he's going straight forward into his opponent's base. Tsunami Tank's charging forward as well, going down. It's more Tsunami Tanks advancing forward. I'm not sure what Blue is doing. Stingrays advancing forward. This has conscript support as well as a handful of Bullfrogs. Does start throwing some Molotovs into the garrison as well. Does clear out the garrison from a Javelin troop. And now the Peacekeepers do get cleaned up by the Stingrays. The MCVs right here. Storm Seas receive some Cryocopter effect. It will take a bit of time for the Cryocopter to get the freeze on the MCV, but it will get it given enough time. Orange and Red has pushed away forward over here. And decides to stop trying to freeze it. Nope, decides to refreeze it. He's getting probably pretty close right now. And now the Prospector almost goes down. Just a shred of health left. This MCV is now chilled. And now his teammates Bullfrogs have managed to save it. It's no longer chilled right now. Gets some good damage there. Takes out that Apollo. Over here, we do have Red's forces circling around. I'm not sure where the Stingrays may be at, but the conscripts are going to be taking out this Oil Derrick. Got a shrunken down Bullfrog here. Yeah, I'm not sure where the Stingrays may have went. There's the Stingrays trying to pursue Red's force there. Does get jammed there. There's 3 Hydrofoils there, so that's enough to jam all 3 of those Stingrays. One Stingray has made its way back at land. Looks like all the Riptides have gone down. Now the Hydrofoil is moving next. Just 2 Hydrofoils remaining. Blue's MCV is still right here for some odd reason. And down south, we've got Cyan making some great advances into Red's base. Motor Gunner IFV trying to pursue these forces. And gained some good damage there on the Twin Blades. But he will need to fall back, receiving a bit too much fire right there. And the MCV has been frozen, does sell it off right there. Get any sort of cash back, and takes out the engineer while at it. Not sure what that MC was trying to do, at least. Takes out the Javelin troop there, trying to focus down the Motor Gunner IFV, or Motor Gunner turret. Does take it out there. A lot of Cryocopters in this region. Does freeze one. Does bomb another. The other 2 are frozen, while the Motor Gunner IFVs get some good hits. Over here we do have the Mecha Tengu engaging the Prospector. Twin Blades and Bullfrogs moving around. We do got some Cryocopters here. And looks like some of the Red's forces does get picked on off. There's a good number of Bullfrogs in the region. Does not take out one of those Vindicators, but when the Hammer Tanks do get bombed down. Down south, we do have the Stingrays advancing forward, getting some good damage onto that seaport. Over here, and looks like got some Peacekeepers here, trying to clear up the garrison. There's at least 1 conscript in there. just the one conscript. Now there's just the one peacekeeper. Twin Blades advancing forward, gets a good volley onto that multi-gun turret. Does take it out, but does lose one of the Twin Blades in return. Hammer tanks bashing their way through, hammering their way through. And now we do have, looks like a Zoom tank does survive the bombing run there. We got the jet tankers flying about, trying to get some good hits. Transforming them here and there. I'm not sure why that transform pattern, just bleeding off one at a time, but that really need to bleed them off. Does go ahead and lose a lot of those jet tankers. Lose control just seems really weird to me this entire game. Does get that approximately low health there. Tsunami tanks advancing from the sea. And does take out one of those, that Mecha Tengu there. Does get a quick freeze on one of those Tsunami tanks. Trying to go for another one. Does freeze it down as well. Good kills there. Takes out another Tsunami tank there, picking off these Tsunami tanks one at a time. Missed with that bomb right there. Does pick it off with the multi-gunner IFVs. Not sure why he threw that bomb there in the first place. Does get it frozen, destroys it. Very nice. Losing a lot of infrastructure and a lot of units. Needs some more anti-aircraft forces. Does get another fresh MCV. Needs, yeah, chopping VX would be nice. His team is pulling on some Tesla coils there for him. Very good. Got a good number of Guardian tanks here. Trying to engage the Hammer tanks. Hammer tanks sort of dancing around a little bit. There's too many Guardian tanks and Hammer tanks. There's 2 players worth of Guardians Hammers. And one of the Vindicators do go down as they charge forward. Bullfrogs need to run back home. The Hammer tanks could just stay there, get the Bullfrogs in time. Twin Blades are advancing forward. But it's there onto the Crowcopters. He's starting to whittle away these Guardian tanks, that's for sure. Multi-gunner IFVs while C, and going to quickly take it off with those Twin Blades. And Molotovs. Guardian tanks advancing forward. There's only a handful of Guardian tanks here. Twin Blades going to fire away. There's some multi-gunner IFVs. And a flank of multi-gunner IFVs coming forward as well. These Twin Blades, Bullfrogs, and Hammer tanks cannot stay here for too much long. They're getting a little bit overwhelmed. Heroic Guardian tank does go down here. Some of these Hammer tanks do have extra guns. This one does, the elite one does have an extra gun there. Cryo shot has come forward. It's going to be very successful. Gets a kill down the low health one as well. And you start finishing off these frozen units. Get them all shattered there. Very good. And all this force is starting to be cleaned up for Cyan. Blue does have a decent force here. Hammer tanks here, or Tsunami tanks as well. Flame Blades advance forward. Let's get some good damage there. We got the multi-gunner IFVs getting some great hits there on those Twin Blades. Oh, howdy! I just saw your YouTube comment. Tsunami tanks has been deployed. Fresh one has been going out, going for more Tesla coils. There's a big force here, though. The Assault Destroyer can provide some great coverage over here. Cyan's advancing forward as well. No Bullfrogs region, so his ground force is going to get ripped apart by those Vindicators. There's some Bullfrogs now. Does lose the Hammer tank there. Tesla Troopers, Conscripts, Bullfrogs, handful of other units as well. Nice mixed force there. But now we do got Crowd Blasts coming on forward, trying to get some good damage on in. Does get some good freezes. Structure seeing some fire there. It sounds like he got another. Oh, and there's also a multi-gunner turret there, briefly out of power. Does get a great crush there. Looks like some satellites being brought on in. I'm not sure what level. It may be level 3. Sorry, it is level 1 actually. I thought it was going to be level 1 and level 2, not level 1. Bullfrogs advancing forward. We've got some handful of mixed force here. Does have a Riptide here for infantry purposes. Guardian tank cannot crush a Tesla Trooper. The Tesla Trooper could lock it down, however. Got some Molotovs in the mix as well. Hammer tanks need to start advancing forward. He start hitting that Guardian tank there. Tricopter's advancing forward, gets good hits there. And some of these forces are being pursued down. Does finish that off, gain some good veterans on the multi-gunner IFVs. Herd of Terror Drumbles, so that may have been picked off as well. Red doesn't have a whole lot of infrastructure remaining. Does have two refinery nodes. Does have this command hub here as well, so is able to get a third one. This command or node has all 30,000 credits. He does have this one here as well, so he is getting 3 extra refineries. Orange has 4. Looks like Cyan has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Blue has 3. Good engagement there from both sides. Chopper VXs transforms. And you can't really use Chopper VXs versus the multi-gunner IVs. They're just general purpose. Over here, now got a ore collector showing that power plant's who's boss. You gain some great damage there onto that ore refinery. Ore refinery does go down. You also got the Bullfrogs finding some good anti-aircraft coverage. Twinblades getting some great hits in, but they are receiving some hits as well. Fresh multi-gunner turret has been deployed now, and an EMP missile does connect with these hammer tanks. We do have multiple aircraft, 3 aircraft carriers in that pond. We do have the Tesla Troopers, Hammer Tanks, and Bullfrogs making their advance over here. You have a lot of defenses deployed out. Why is there so many defenses here? Jeez. We do got a good amount of force here deployed out by Cyan. Cyan has great economy. Blue doesn't really have great economy. We have a couple of flak towers here as well. And now we do have a cryo getting deployed on Cyan's force. Trying to escape out of sea, but it looks like a good number of them does get frozen for the vehicles. He's getting the Tesla Troopers as well. Guardian tanks and Peacekeepers making an advance. You see a counterattack here. Does take out some of these Guardian tanks now. Peacekeepers are facing forward. All the Guardian tanks have gone down. Got these multi-gunner IVs. There are veterans. 3 of them are fully heroic. The 4th one, now Elite, is now dead due to honorable discharge. Hammer tanks being forced out to sea, but the killers can't go out to sea. Trying to get this ore refinery. It does get the ore refinery before going down. The ore node still has 13,500 credits remaining. Then you can now hitting that garrison. So things going to advance forward, trying to deal with these Athena cannons. But we do have a good number of Guardian tanks to say no to them. Twinblades do find these Riptides out at sea, and they do go ahead and stay at sea, at the bottom of the sea. We now have a Tesla coil here as well. That Riptide will be destroyed. Orange has a massive force here. Blue's deploying out some more stalling walls. Got another wave of stalling walls. But his mech bay will go down. Cyan's defenses won't help him out all too much either. Without a shield generator there in order to protect his Athenas from those twin blades. There's not a lot of there's plenty of anti-craft forces. Does find some of these Mirage tanks there, very good. And now we got the twin blades advance, getting some hits there as well. Ore refinery is now receiving some fire there, and the ore refinery does go down. Twin blades are in the advance and hit these infantry. The infantry are very vulnerable to the machine gun fire, but there is a great number of javelin troops in this region. Did I just see something get... Something must have been ground there. Could have been ore collector. Wasn't paying attention. Bear charges forward. Does get a great roar there on these forces on the twin blades to advance forward. Hit the rest of these army. More bears charging forward. Getting the kills there on the javelin troops there. Couple of javelin troops do escape. Blue does not have a whole lot of base remaining. Does have a naval yard and a mainframe core being put out in the corner. We got now a Dreadnought skirmishing around, getting some great hits there on the infrastructure. Takes out another Orc or Prospector. Over here, cool stuff. Now it's going to get frozen. Ultra torpedoes do connect. Shrinks and gets frozen. Here comes the Vindicators. Dreadnought receives a full Cryogen there. Does go down to a full Cryogen. Iron Curtain has been deployed out by Cyan. Wasn't able to save his Dreadnought with the Iron Curtain. Getting that, if he would have had that Iron Curtain for that Dreadnought, he could just turn on sacrificial launchers and just charge forward and annihilate his opponent's base. Tsunami takes a fancy forward, trying to overrun the infantry forces. Vindicators come for a massive bomb run there. Does do a massive nano deflector charge, and that'll be there's a lot of anti-aircraft forces with those Striker VXs. Just going to take down the back on off. Tsunami tanks advancing forward. Not Tsunami tanks, Hammer tanks advancing forward. And looks like the Mirage tank does not get its gun grabbed. Let's get out one of those Vindicators. Multiple Vindicators have gone down right there. It's going some nice, decent pokes there. Hammer tanks firing away. Striker VX is getting ripped apart by the Athena cannon, and I think one of them got crushed by the Assault Destroyer as well. Getting some good hits there onto the aircraft, but some of the missiles will go straight to the Assault Destroyer. We got the Twin Blades now trying to protect the flank. Got the Striker VX as well. These Guardian tanks are getting ripped apart, but now got the Multi-Gunner IVs getting some hits on these Twin Blades. Twin Blades are backing on off with the Chopper VXs. Most of the aggression now facing down south. You do have now Proton Collider deployed out by Orange, and does have a Chronosphere as well. Bears may try to charge forward, but they're not going to be all too great, honestly. Yeah, the Bears can't get anywhere close. We got Striker VXs getting some Chopper VXs getting some great hits there on these various forces. But we do have too many Mirage tanks here. Cryogen now cracked in front of the base. Even a couple of the Bullfrogs gets grabbed. Crusher Crane does get frozen as well, so there's no more forward repairs for these Twin Blades. And doesn't take out the Crusher Crane just yet. There goes the Crusher Crane. Now here comes Final Squadron. It was not ultra effective. Chopper VX was not successful and transforms, making them even slower, more easily able to be pursued. And now he's going to try to stand and fight. Doesn't get that, does get transformed there, but will get gunned down since it's already chilled. Chronosphere is soon to be available. Mirage tank's now getting hit. I'm not sure what he just transformed. He did not transform. He didn't Chronosphere anything. It's still on cooldown. He tried to do a quick cast there, trying to deal with these Bullfrogs. Now we do have a Psionic Decimator deployed out by Blue. I think it's been deployed out in north. Not sure where the Psionic Decimator actually is. Okay, it's way down here. And now Red and Orange are cracking through the space. Oh, and does go ahead and grab and destroys those Apocalypse tanks. I'm not sure where he threw them at. By the way, they're probably in the bottom of the sea. Right now, Cyan could really use a Desolator Strike. He needs to use that Iron Curtain before it goes down. Does use it on top of the infantry, quickly killing off a lot of that infantry force, which were all the Javelin troops there. And now there's still some Multi-Gunner IFVs there to hit the Twin Blades. What he should have done is perhaps maybe land the Twin Blades, get them vulnerable to charge forward. Iron Curtain does go down there. There goes looks like Cyan base is being gutted out. We do have Blue does have some Sky Wings and a Shogun battleship right there. We've got the super reactor now exploding. And looks like one of the players back to the game. Cyan's back to the game, getting all the infrastructure to Blue. And Cyan and Blue is low in power. Looks like he's now good in power. Shogun battleship trying to be frozen down. We got some sea wings trying to protect it, but was unsuccessful. They're being shrunken down and reducing their damage significantly. And Blue is back out of the game. This is Angrade saying thanks for watching, and on to the next replay. So as I mentioned earlier, that is our last replay for tonight. So everyone have a good evening and get some good rest.